Come on. All right, we are now recording. Thank you guys so much for joining us and everyone who is watching us on YouTube. We are playing my favorite scenario to run in Call of Cthulhu. This is the collection of stories called Coming Full Circle. For the meaning of that title will be relevant at the end of the entire scenario set.
Once we come full circle.
Once we come full circle, thank you. This is again one of my favorite campaigns to run. This is probably one of the first ones I ran that was an actual little mini campaign. I've run the death out of it. I've played it constantly at conventions. Again, definitely one of my favorite ones to run. It's the most non-mythos game I've ever run, and that is just super creepy. So great. I have watched people completely freak out in the game, playing the character, not the player, the player freaking out in the game. Again, with that being said, with me running it so many times, it's time for me to retire it. So I have chosen a crowd of some of my favorite players to come play with me one last time before I retire this game. Without any further ado, I am your Game Master, Matt. I'll be taking you through this this adventure here, this series of adventures. This is going to be 3 different sessions, hopefully 3, just 3, through the course of 10 years in the small town of North Ashfield, Massachusetts. Going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a long character arcs with the characters and the people in the town. So again, I'm Matt. I'm your game master. Let's go, I guess, clockwise from me. Monica, if you want to introduce yourself and a little bit about your character.
Sure thing. My name is Monica. I'm from geeksagogo.com. And this game, I am going to be playing Father Michael Calhoun. I am a priest in a small town. And yeah, I actually also am very knowledgeable of the occult, as much as I am knowledgeable about religion.
Sweet. Dan, if you want to go on from there?
Sure. Today I'm playing Johnny Logan, who is a driver, a bootlegger, and a lover. He's a sweet guy. He's all about the engines, the mechanics, the bricks and mortar of the world. You know, he's very down to earth, very grounded.
Excellent. Sorry, Billy?
I'm Bill. I'm playing Angela Bastable, who is a wealthy dilettante. I've been practicing my transatlantic accent for this role. Angela is, she's rich, rather patrician, but has like a wild streak. She was something of a tomboy growing up. She doesn't really believe in God. She's something of a drinker, despite there being, despite prohibition. And she's really kind of wild and something of a partier ever since her fiance died in the Great War.
Yes. Excellent. So you're going to be channeling your inner Katharine Hepburn for this episode?
I'll be trying.
Okay. I got it.
We all will be.
He's been doing that all week. Okay.
Yeah, Monica was thrilled.
Not aggravating at all, is it?
All around the house.
Dropping your R's. All right. And last but not least, Elisa.
Hi, I'm Elisa, and I'm going to be playing Goldie, Rhoda Goldstien, photojournalist. Got most of my career going in New York, covering all kinds of crime. But these days, I find myself settled as a transplant right here and working for the Arkham Advisor. There's a lot about a sleepy town that I thought was going to be a lot more quiet, but while all the disappearances, murders, and local legends, apparently things are a little more interesting than I thought they were.
Cool. Excellent. So yeah, all of you all live near or around Boston, like maybe some of you in Arkham or some of you out in other areas. But you guys living near and about the Boston area. I would say Angela does live in the Boston area in the fashionable Beacon Hill district has a nice townhouse out there, and you all are members of the same occult group. Actually, Angela sort of founded it. It's called the Corbett Club, named after your all's first case. We're going to consider that you guys have ran through the haunting. Your characters have anyway, and have that under your belt, so you do know that there are unnatural stuff out there. You guys have been together for about a year, so you know each other fairly well, and know each other's strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that. Know how to work together and so on. But once a month, you guys all gather at Angela's townhouse and look at possible cases that you guys could look into. You guys basically set yourselves up as not only like an occult club, but sort of like a paranormal investigative group. Most of the time, you end up mostly debunking stuff, due to natural phenomena, houses settling, weird plumbing, that kind of stuff. But sometimes, every now and then, you come onto something that makes you guys realize, hey, yeah, there is something that's going on, bigger than us out there. The Corbett house being a perfect example of what happened. So with that being said, you guys were all gathered on your appointed time in the middle of April 1929. Angela summoned you all at her mansion, townhouse rather. Sorry, to cause she's got several letters, but one's definitely piqued her interest that you all should definitely look at here. So you guys, Angela, it's the letters arrived at your house April 14th, 1929. And so let me look back at the calendar. April 14th, 1929. So let's say, yeah, you guys are gathered together on that Monday to April 15th, 1929 to get together. You guys get together like after all's normal work-a-day kind of stuff going on. It's like the evening. It's probably about 7-ish. You guys all meet there for drinks and to discuss this letter that Angela has received. I am going to share this on the screen. So, Angela, if you want to read this for the group, and down in the bottom right, you can blow up the screen. If you can't quite read this, I understand resolution is not the best on here. Give me just a moment as I bring this up. Okay, yeah, you go down to the bottom right and click on it, and it should bring up to your full screen if you need to read it.
All right. I think I'm not going to practice my accent while reading this.
There you go.
Tuesday, April 9th, 1929. Dear Sir or Madam, I am a widow living in North Ashfield, Massachusetts, with my daughter, granddaughter, and nephew, and recently learned of your your expertise in the paranormal. I am in need of your services, for it seems my house is plagued by some sort of ghost or spirit. Our problems began a few weeks ago. I am not sure of the exact time, but the children were the first to notice anything. Since then, all of us have witnessed more than one strange occurrence. Under normal circumstances, I would not have taken the step to contact you, but the church seems to be unable to help, and I know of nowhere else to turn. The first strange things were noticed by the children. It involved the movement of objects by invisible hands and loud knocking and banging on the walls and floors.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all right. Footsteps have been heard wandering the house, even though all are in bed. Spoons and other implements have been bent beyond use, and I don't believe either of the children are responsible. Most recently, the bed in my granddaughter's room has been moved at night with her in it. I think we would all kind of remember something about the Corbett house at that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Worse, A terrible shriek has plagued the house twice. It sounds like a man in terrible pain or anguish, but we have not been able to pinpoint the source. Things only seem to be getting worse, and I fear for the children. I'm willing to pay for your services. I will reimburse you for train tickets / travel to Greenfield, a town close to North Ashfield. Also, I will pay you $10 per day to compensate you for your time and trouble. If you need to bring colleagues along, I can pay each of them $5 per day. Please give this serious consideration. I am not a crackpot, nor do I wish to waste your time with something a reasonable person would consider frivolous. This demon or ghost is genuinely frightening us. We want to rid our home of it. If you are interested in investigating this, please contact me at the address or telephone number below. I am trusting in your complete discretion in this matter. Respectfully yours, Amelia A. Apcott, 450 Birch Street, North Ashfield, Massachusetts. All right. And the telephone number.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you just read this letter to the group as we're sitting in like your living room?
Let's say I did that in my narrator voice, not my actual voice. Well, what do you think, folks? It sounds pretty interesting.
Well, $5 a day sounds like a lot of money in 1920s.
It is. It is. It is good amount of money.
It's not a bad per diem. But I'm wondering, why us? You worked for this woman before?
Yeah, Matt. Have we just received this out of the blue, or?
Kind of out of the blue. I mean, you guys have known each other for a year, been working around for years, so your name may be getting out in groups, in rumors and stuff. It is still in the New England area. So somebody, she may have been recommended. You don't know. She may have been recommended to you guys by somebody else. You're not sure.
Do we know, is North Ashfield, is that like the country, or is that still the city, or where is that approximately?
North Ashfield is it's way further inland, like towards the middle of the state. It's in Franklin County. I would say quite a bit of it. Being a taxi driver, quite a bit around the Massachusetts area. It's in the Franklin County. The main city nearby is Greenfield. Greenfield is an actual town in Massachusetts, like real life. North Ashfield is a fictional town just to the south west of it.
Route 5 goes right through that town, and Salem is a big business right now. I'm thinking if she really does have a truly haunted house, we could maybe turn this into something. I got a friend, Harry. He's been interested in this. If this is real and it's right off the main highway, one billboard, I mean, the dollar's just going to roll right in.
You can pitch selling to them, but I don't think that's going to go over well. That's where they're trying to raise their kids.
I know, but the beds are moving. I mean, if it was my kids, I would definitely sell and at a cheap price.
Excellent. Roll your character's knowledge of that area. You can use, give me like a hard knowledge check or education check to know anything about that area.
Education.
You might even have to have Angela pull out a map and kind of say, where is this exactly?
Hard success.
Excellent. So hard success. Yeah, again, you kind of know where it's at. It's about a hard 5-hour car ride by 1920s automobiles. You're going along at a blistering 25 miles an hour on some dirt roads because there wasn't a lot of finished highways back then. You can get there you can get to Greenfield from Boston by train in about an hour, and then it's about another, I want to say 15, 20 minute drive from Greenfield to North Ashfield. Again, it's a quiet little town. Can't be more than 500 people in it. You know, it's a quiet little Mayberry of a town. Let me get a better picture of it. I've got it as the background, the map, but I want to get a better picture of it for you guys here to kind of get a look at. So yeah, you see Greenfield, Franklin County here. I'll kind of illustrate this on here. Greenfield's the county seat here, and then North Ashfield's like way over here, which again is only about 6 or 8 miles. You basically would have to get off the train in Greenfield, drive through Ashfield, and then end up in North Ashfield. Or you could drive there. You could conceivably drive there in about 5 hours. In Baby. Baby could take you there in about 5 hours. Johnny's car. So you might want to stop and have like lunch and sandwiches and sodas, that kind of deal.
I vote to drive.
I'd say driving is probably the better option. We may need to leave in a hurry if they really do have something in that house.
And it's the country. We're going to want to be able to drive from point A to point B if we're doing a thorough investigation.
Yeah,
certainly.
House is going to tell us one story. And folks in town are probably going to tell us a different one. And I'd like to be able to interview them on my own time schedule.
There you go.
Certainly.
Yeah. But 5 hours one way, we're going to need some lodgings, right? We're going to have a place to stay in town, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an inn.
All right.
What, that's going to be $1 a day?
Probably 50 cents depending on the end.
Did they say $5 plus expenses or just $5 a day?
I believe it was for expenses.
$10 for the first person, $5 for each additional person.
That's not bad.
Well, it'll work. Sure. When do y'all want to go?
I'm not doing anything in particular.
Well,
Anytime's good for me.
Since it's a really long drive for us, may I stop by St. Columbia's retirement home? I would just like to take care of some affairs, if I may.
Gotcha.
Yes. I have some affairs as well.
Are we going to go in Baby?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a couple hours and tune Baby up for country roads. It's a little different than city driving. Got to lose some suspension.
Probably let a little bit of air out of the tires so it won't be so tight. Yeah.
That's right. I'm gonna pack some spare parts, anything we might need on the road. I don't know that there's any gas stations between here and Ashfield, but
few and far between.
Pardon?
Yeah, few and far between. You probably got like that canvas bag of water slung over the front of the car because there was no antifreeze back then. They just boiled the water out of the radiator, So you probably have to take a couple trips to refill the radiator. Of course, after lunch, when you drink all them Cokes, you can fill it up, no problem. But whatever you gotta do, whatever you gotta do. But yeah, you can get some provisions and stuff going there. Get Baby ready for a cross country trek.
Yep.
So that is not a problem. And we established Baby. I think we're going to go with the 1923 Oldsmobile. I like that car. It's a nice touring car that you can bring the top down on a nice day. But it holds. It's an old car, so it seats about 20. I mean, no 8. But I think you could literally seat 8 in it, no sweat, and probably even have like a rumble seat in the back where you could squeeze those extra 2 people, no problem.
By the way, do I know that Johnny's a bootlegger?
Everybody knows pretty much everything about what their real jobs are. Yeah. You guys have known each other for a year, so you know pretty much what each other's about.
All right. Yeah.
And you know Miss Bastable, I prefer a professional courier.
You probably he's probably provided libations for a few of your swanky parties.
I'd imagine. I'll bring out some bathtub gin or something like that. Say, Johnny, put this in your secret compartment. We might need a little extra gasoline. Get up there.
Absolutely, Miss Bastable. Absolutely.
Gasoline by the quart. By the
Yes.
quart.
Yeah, and I'll put an extra like oil can or tank of gas in the boot just in case
Okay.
there's no way to refuel, and like you said, water and everything else, and have some like basic repairs for like a flat tire and so on.
Gotcha. Yeah, a little toolkit. That makes sense that you have all that. So you probably got like with everybody's luggage, you know, for like a 3 or 4 day trip. It's got like a luggage strapped to the back of the car and all that kind of stuff. So it looks like a makeshift sort of RV by the time you guys get done with it. Getting baby all geared up, ready to go. So we are getting ready to embark on that. Are we leaving like tomorrow? Or are we going to call the lady and see what's going on? What are we doing?
I could give her a call and tell her we've accepted her offer.
Okay.
Maybe we can clarify what kind of arrangements where we can stay. A suggestion, perhaps, might be nice.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Any details that might require a larger library? Any research before we go? Those are the things that come to mind.
Gotcha.
How about we give her a call, find out where to stay, tell her we're coming, and maybe we can hit up the library, find out a little bit about the area.
Okay.
All right. Who's going to call?
I'll make the call since I got the letter.
Okay. All right. So you call North Ashfield, the Klondike 5 number. I love it. You're ringing through, and it rings about 3 times, and you get a female's voice. Hello.
Her name was Apcott or something like that.
That is correct.
Okay, Apcott. Miss Apcott. Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, this is Angela. Yes, go on, ma'am.
I'm sorry. This is Allison.
Oh, well, hello. This is Angela Bastable. I received a letter from you in the mail recently.
Oh, you must mean my mother, Amelia. Yes. You're answering from the letter that she sent?
Yes. Could you put your mother on?
Absolutely. And you hear like the receiver like being laid on the table, clunk, clunk, and a couple steps later, steps kind of going away. Make me a listen check while you're on the phone.
All right. Oh, my dice are up here.
Ooh.
$95. So
Got nothing. Really staticky line. Really, not just really, really bad connection. You're listening on here, and so you're hearing a little bit of a static, and you're not sure exactly what's going on. You're like, man, yeah, definitely bad connection on the line. So you're listening through, but all of a sudden you hear like some steps coming up to the phone, and then you hear like a much more, I guess for want of a better word, sterner voice answer the phone. So, hello, yes.
Hello, this is Amelia Apcott I'm speaking to.
Yes, this is Amelia Apcott.
Nice to meet you, Amelia. This is Angela Bastable. I received a letter from you a few days ago talking about some problem that you have in your house.
And like her whole inflection changes as soon as you introduce who you are, and what you're about. So she's like, thank you for answering, calling about the letter. Yes. Are you interested in the case?
Yes, we certainly are. I tell you what, I just discussed it with my fellow investigators, and we'd like to head up there tomorrow, if that's okay with you.
I see. On Tuesday? Yes. Are you taking the train?
We'll be driving up.
We're driving up. Okay, so around what time could we expect you?
Let's see. We'll probably set out early, be there by 10 or 11.
10 or 11 a.m.? Okay, in the morning? All right, that would be fine. Do you have a place to stay?
We're looking for one actually. If you can recommend a place.
So, well, honestly, this is a large old house. We have several rooms that are available. We have a couple guest rooms.
Perhaps we could. I may prefer to find like an inn or something nearby, just in case. It might be easier to investigate that way.
I could check on that for you. Yeah, there's a couple, farmers out here that have houses and stuff that they rent out. I could make some calls while it's a little late tonight to be doing that, but I could do that in the morning while we're waiting for you to get here.
Excellent. Yeah, that should work. It tends to be a little bit easier for us to investigate if we can do it from afar sometimes.
Oh, I understand.
Excellent. So there's 4 of us coming. There's me, my friend Rhoda, my friend Johnny, and our friend Father Michael.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, so 2 men, 2 women. Yeah. I mean, again, I have 2 guest rooms. We can split them up amongst the boys and the girls if you like. But whatever you need to do, that'll be fine.
Very well. If we can't find another place, I suppose we could discuss staying with you.
All right. Well, Allison and we will put together a nice dinner for you, or a nice luncheon for you guys when you arrive. And we should see you then.
Thank you. Anything else we should know about this this matter before we go up there? Anything we should bring or perhaps investigate before we get there?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, you kind of just have to see it for yourself to believe it. Nothing more than what I've already said in the letter.
Well, we certainly know how that goes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Apcott. We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much for answering the letter. I do appreciate it. Absolutely.
No problem. See you then.
Thank you. And just as you're getting off the phone, make me another listen check.
Ooh.
Much better. This is a 13. So, sorry, let me check my character sheet. I heard that cat. That was a.
That's totally what it is.
That's going to be a regular success.
Regular success. All right. So as the static goes away, when you're finally getting through, because it's like the old 1920s phones. You've got the receiver. You're shouting in the receiver because you can barely hear what you can hear on the on the earpiece thing. But as you guys are getting through the conversation, and you're about to hang up the receiver, you're hearing like something else, like another person talking, and you're like, "Am I on a party line?" That was common back then.
Yeah.
So you kind of listen for just a second, just to kind of say, maybe she had something else she had to say, or you don't sure what it was, but somebody's like, I mean, it's like really loud, really dark and guttural. Do you speak any other languages?
I don't think I do. That's usually the first thing I check on a Call of Cthulhu character sheet. No.
Got me. Make me an education check anyway.
Oh man, I missed it by 4 or by 10 rather.
Missed it by 10? That's okay.
Yep.
No need to press luck for it. It's definitely a foreign language, something like house, and it's like you're like it's Russian. You're not sure what it is.
I'm gonna keep listening for a second. I'll wait for her to hang up. And
Gotcha.
Just kind of stay on the line for a bit.
You're listening, and I actually have kind of like the perfect picture, except for that the person in the picture is male.
Angela's a tomboy. It's
yeah, of what's going on. So yeah, you're listening on the phone, and where is this? This is perfect. Yeah. And again, you're getting the static's dying down at the end of the conversation. You're hearing this, and it's like, you're kind of flipping out a little bit. You're like, this is something really loud, really. whatever, and it's really loud, really mean male guttural sound. You can't place the language. Actually, make me a sand check because this is it's really weird.
That's probably gonna be a hard success here. 11 out of.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah,
you're fine. It's a little unnerving because you're like and the decibel went really up, on it, and it's super clear, and you're hearing like, "It's yours, and you're like, you're not really sure exactly what's going on.
I'll just kind of say hello.
Yeah,
Someone there.
And then as you're saying hello, someone there, you hear like this really high pitched squawk over the phone, and you're not sure. It's almost like the old AOL dial-up squawk. Really high pitched.
Called a fax line.
Squawk. Yeah, exactly. It's getting that large chirping, squawking sound, and then the line goes down.
I hang up. Well, I certainly think their phone lines are haunted.
Somebody needs to talk to Ma Bell out there. Yeah.
All right, folks. We'll head out around 5 a.m. or so tomorrow. Drive up there in time for lunch, for an early lunch. They offered to let us stay there at their place, but I'm not sure that's the best idea if we're investigating a haunted house. So I asked her to see if she could find someone in the area who'd rent a house to us.
Are you sure you want that? Most of the best stuff at night happens at night in haunted houses, I hear.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, we could play it by ear and see if we want to stay overnight.
Options are options. Hey,
It
Angela.
looks like... Yes.
Any bars in the area?
I'm sure we'll be able to find out as we get up there. And,
Oh, I'm sure.
also, if not, if we do rent our own place, I mean, we can certainly make our own bar there, which I intend to do.
Set up a still in the back.
And I'll be like, I'm good. And then I lift up my flask and kind of just shake it around.
Angela, if there's anything I can rely on with you, it's that you have absolutely on point priorities. So,
Why, thank you. In fact, let's make sure we have enough for the road. She goes to her stash and pulls out another bottle. Johnny, if you've got room for this one too.
So,
we always have room for libations.
So you
glad
guys,
to hear it.
So you guys want to do some research or something about that before you guys go? Again, it is like 6 or 7-ish at night.
Yeah, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
I haven't researched once yet.
Okay.
Johnny, not to the library.
You are going to the library.
Open.
Well, the first thing I would want to do is go to the Arkham Observer and see if there were any noteworthy things that had happened historically at the property or with this family or anything in the general area, anything historically noteworthy.
Got it. I would say rather than the Arkham Observer, since you're in Boston, I would go to the Globe.
Okay.
Not a problem. It's just, I know your character says you're from Arkham and you probably live there, but we're all in Boston. The Globe would definitely have an extensive list of stuff. Yeah, you could. We'll say you have a contact or two at the Globe, so you can kind of stroll in there. Even though it's late at night, it's technically closed. You can probably catch the people setting up the typeface and stuff for the next day's paper. A couple reporters, furiously trying to beat the deadline. So let's role play that out. Who all is going?
I'll go along.
I'll drive them to the place. I'll drive them.
Drive them? Okay, excellent.
I'll bring a little extra cash in case we need to grease some palms here.
Oh, so nice of you. So thoughtful.
I think liquor will go over better than booze, but who am I to judge as long as the job gets done? Besides, these are friends.
I've got a flask too. It's fine.
Can't get one way, we'll give them the other. Absolutely. So you're strolling into the offices of the Globe. They got like the first 3 floors of a large building downtown. Of course, you go in and they got like basically a small store in the lobby. Where you can get like cigars, cigarettes, candy, that kind of stuff. Shirts. If you messed up your shirt in the office, you can come down here and buy another shirt. And it's just those weird hodgepodge of little things, convenience things down here in the first floor. But yeah, there's like a doorman there at the doors to the actual globe, and he recognizes you. And he's got like the big, heavy coat kind of deal because it's still April, so it's still kind of cool in Boston. He's got like the big heavy coat and the captain's hat, whatever kind of deal. And he tips his hat to you guys as you guys are coming up. And he recognized you. He goes, "Oh, hey, Rhoda, how you doing?"
I'm doing well. I'm burning the midnight oil. See.
I see that. So yeah, he opens the door. He says, "Yeah, come on in."
Thank you.
Gotcha. You got some files with you? All right.
I've got some friends. We've got something we're looking into and hoping we can find a little bit of history about where we're headed before we actually get there. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Be prepared.
Gotcha. No, yeah.
I think I can look at some old, editions of what we've got.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody in there can give you a hand. Morty's working at the front desk. You could probably ask him.
Oh, such a peach. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Anytime, Rhoda. And he gives you like the big wink. Like he's probably going to ask you out later on. Awkward.
Oh, he absolutely can try. And for now, I'll just give him a smile. And in the back of my head, no way in hell. But this is business.
Rhoda knows where all the good speakeasies are. It's not so much a date with you. He wants to go to a nice speakeasy.
He wants to buy me drinks. Great. I can drink them under the table. That'll be
Exactly.
a great night. Only me to remember.
Nice. So yeah, you guys stroll in, and it's a huge, big office complex kind of a deal with desks everywhere with typewriters and everything. But only a few of them are manned because again, it is night. Again, it's just a few desperate reporters trying to beat their deadline. So you're hearing furiously clickety clacking on the old manual typewriters. And there's one guy at the front desk who can't remember the name of the guy, but the original police lieutenant on Law and Order, the bald-headed guy. You know who I'm talking about? The one before S.C. Pathamurkison. Yeah.
Okay, I've got it in head.
Yeah, the bald-headed kind of guy. He's working there. He's got like his waistcoat on, ties halfway down his neck. His shirts are all rolled up and stuff like that, and he's like sorting through different papers and stuff on the desk, trying to lay out type, for the edition. And he sees you come, and you recognize, Morty. You've seen him several times before, and he's kind of like the go-to guy here. He's like the night, I guess, publisher, to one of a better word. He's one that gets the paper set up.
I flash him a kind smile and say, "Working late?"
Yeah, well, gotta get the paper out for the morning.
I hear that. Well, I don't want to be too much of a bother, but I'm on a little bit of a mission. Need some information about a place we're going and the family that's tied up in something. So if you don't mind me poking around a few records, that would be swell.
Sure. Yeah, you know where the morgue is. Who are we talking about? We got a story? Right?
Maybe not. Might be some frazzled nerves, might be something else. Don't know just yet. But the family is, let's see. Oh, I'm missing the letter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Family's the Apcotts of North Ashfield.
We're headed out to North Asheville. Family by the name of the Apcotts.
Apcotts.
Any news about them?
Yeah, as I make my education roll for my guy Morty, who knows everything, because he's up on all the papers. So he's like the Apcotts. Yeah. Something happened a few years back with the Apcotts.
Oh yeah.
All the menfolk died. Really bad accident. Yeah, really bad accident. Yeah.
All of them at once.
Yeah. It was
spread out.
I can't remember exactly what happened. No. It was the same day. Really bad accident. And he shot out, copy. And he's like, and one of the boys comes up and he's like, yes sir, and he hollers at him, go to the morgue, give me everything you got on Greenfield, which is the county seat. Give me everything you got on Greenfield in 1926. Yes sir. And he comes back and he says it'll just be a few minutes. You want some coffee? And he pours like some coffee, like his 15th cup of coffee that he's had.
And I will reach for a flask to make sure that is a properly seasoned cup of coffee and as well.
Perfect. So he goes through and and of course you see the guy running around towards the morgue area, and he's going through all the different big, huge wooden file folder cabinet kind of deals, and he's thumbing through all the different files, and he pulls out this big, thick manila envelope, manila folder. It's probably about an inch thick, and he brings it out towards Morty, and Morty's like, yeah, it's got to be in here somewhere, and he's thumbing through all the different clippings that has anything to do with Greenfield and Franklin County in 1929. And he's thumbing through it. He goes, yeah, this is it. And he shows you the clipping. So this is great. Good job. This is dated June 4th, 1926. June 4th, 1926. Let me, and again, you might have to go to full screen to kind of read that out. But I know the copy is not the best. If you can't read it, let me know. But otherwise, give it your best shot.
No, I'm going to take a look, see. All right. Got to get all up there.
Yeah, this is like the absolute worst scan I've ever seen of a book, and I do not have my original copy for some reason. I've lost it in all my moves.
This is taking me back to my real life, like, research days. It's fantastic.
And I can't expand it anymore, unfortunately.
Almost smell the mouse pee as I'm reading this,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you're hearing all the typewriter chatter and stuff like that as you're trying to read through it.
Mm-hmm. They brought a baby with them on this.
Yeah, read it loud so everybody can kind of read it, and everybody, people who can't see it on YouTube, is squinting at the screen.
Let me make my screen the appropriate size. I was just picking details out.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, Matt. Oh, go on.
Did you want to ask? Because I'm going to read aloud.
Go ahead and read.
Okay. Yacht sinks in squall. All feared lost. The 40-foot yacht Golden Lark sank Tuesday in a rain squall. According to the Coast Guard. Owned by Michael Apcott of North Ashfield in Franklin County, the Golden Lark was regularly docked in Boston Harbor and was used by the Apcott family as a pleasure craft. While on what was reported to be a short shakedown?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The craft encountered an unexpected squall. According to the Coast Guard Captain Harold Wilkerson, the crew of the Golden Lark was inexperienced and lacked necessary knowledge and skills for prolonged voyages. When encountering rolling seas, it is believed that a hatch was left open, allowing seawater to fill a hold and cause the craft to founder. It is yet another case of untrained sailors, in quotation marks, of course, getting in over their heads. Had there been one qualified sailor aboard, the accident never would have happened, Captain Wilkerson emphasized. That all craft put to sea must have qualified crews and basic safety measures and equipment in order to avoid preventable accidents like this one. The Golden Lark went down in the vicinity of 42, 45 north, 70, 45 west. Missing and presumed dead are Michael Apcott, age 50, Sean Apcott, age 25, and Patrick Harper, age 3.
Mm-hmm.
The bodies of 2 victims were recovered. William Apcott, age 57, and John Harper, age 29. the search for the other bodies is still in progress. The next of kin who live in North Ashfield could not be reached for comment.
So
They
yeah,
brought a 3-year-old with them.
like you do.
You know, I could believe that a bunch of men that age went off on a pleasure cruise, but why would they bring the 3-year-old?
Yeah. Shouldn't the baby be there with the women folk?
Interesting.
Kid like
Yeah.
that get in the way of all kinds of fun that people like that usually have on ships like that.
Also, I find it quite unusual if they've owned this this boat or this yacht. Shouldn't they have checked the weather or something? Like I feel like they're experienced boaters, like for something like this to happen. So
How could they be that unexperienced and own a expensive boat like that?
yeah.
Oh, well, rich people buy all kinds of stupid shit.
Tell me about it.
I have no
That's
idea how to
believable.
operate it properly.
The fact that they had the money but not the common sense, no, that I actually believe 100%. What I'm having difficulty believing is, and the southern, honestly, the weather thing. Haven't you seen storms roll off the coast? It can happen in an instant. Coast Guard can tell you all about that. It's not so much the suddenness of it as the fact that everyone got flat-footed because, well, money doesn't buy you sailing skills. The part I'm hung up on, again, is why bring a 3-year-old? No, this is not the kind of folk who have a lot of hands-on experience raising their own kids, shall we say? Not a single nanny,
Certainly.
mom, auntie, no one who can change a diaper on a pleasure cruise? Really?
Yes,
Well,
definitely sounds odd to me.
You notice too, though, it's Patrick Harper, right? And the other Harper on board must have been the father or brother or relative. Who are the Harpers to the Apcotts? I know Apcott's the lady shelling out for our stay there, but maybe the Harpers, maybe that family, if we were to maybe give them a ring, they might have something to say, some
Well,
theories about what happened.
Well, you talked to the grandmother, yes? And then you talked to the mother. Or you talked to the mother first and then the grandmother? How'd that phone call go?
I talked to, well, I guess she was a mother. I'm not entirely sure. Abigail, I believe.
You talked to an Allison. You talked to an Allison and then an Amelia.
Amelia. Okay, a lot of A's in that family.
Exactly.
Confusing, yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard at all. Yeah.
All right.
But they all
Allison,
Apcotts, right? No Harpers. You didn't speak to any Harpers, did you?
No Hoppers, as far as I know.
Well, she had to marry in from somewhere, didn't she? They're not like that. She could have been a Harper before she got married.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
like this family. They sound like they have some money or did at one
Yeah.
point. Can I make a roll? Do I know them? Maybe. Probably a credit rating or.
Yeah, let's go with credit rating. It's not what you really use it for, but yeah, that makes sense. It's the closest thing I can think of. You can do a credit rating roll or a hard education.
I'd rather do a hard education. I'll go with credit rating.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I succeed.
Yeah, you don't really know them. You guys don't fall around the same circles. You know your fathers mentioned the Apcotts before. They're old money in that area. Mostly, landowners, that kind of a deal. Just old New England money. They don't have like a business per se. The Apcotts, they basically are just living off of the. They owned like that whole area and had been selling off, plots of land and stuff like that, and just living off of their savings, that kind of a deal. Again, just old money. Again, yeah, no real business per se.
Okay. Yeah. I do somewhat remember. My father, I believe, knew some Apcotts. I think they're the same people who are old money. landowners. That's about it. I don't really know of any hoppers or.
No, you don't know any Harpers. You're not. The name doesn't strike you.
So they're old money, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Given the
Correct. Yes. Yes, I believe they went to a different yacht club than we did.
Well,
Nice.
I suppose there's. Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that, but I suppose there's even ranking within yacht clubs. One's a little better than the other, I suppose. Yes.
Oh, certainly. Let's not get into that.
That's a whole other thing.
Gladly. And I'll take a swig from my flask just to watch the taste of bougie out of my mouth. And all right, so they're known families, wealthy enough. We know they're good for the money. I think we've exhausted what we can out of here, unless there's further articles.
And he's like, man, he's like, that's all I can really think of.
That's more than I was expecting, honestly. This was kind of a long shot.
Yeah. He's like, if this didn't just, this wasn't such a tragedy that happened a few years ago, I honestly I couldn't remember it. He goes, but yeah, once you mentioned the Apcott, it just clicked. I remember seeing that name.
Yeah. You've been a lot of help. Thank you so much.
Anytime, Rhoda. I'm here for you.
This is Morty from The Haunting, by the way. I think it's the same character.
It's totally Morty.
Always good seeing you, Morty.
No, anytime, Miss Bastable.
What year is it now? Is it 19?
It is 1929. Yeah.
Okay, 3 years. All right.
Yeah. So like 3 years later, exactly. So I think, what is it? Like Wilson's getting ready to get voted out, I believe. He was voted out. New president still got to take place. They did inaugurations. Yeah, they did inaugurations much later back then. Yeah. He's just got voted out. It is kind of a tumultuous time in the United States. In this area, we're full in the grips of the depression. So that's happening. That's pretty much all you've got. That was actually a really good grab before you even got there. So that's awesome. Good call there, Rhoda. You kind of have that to kind of chew on while you guys get turn in early, because you guys got an early 5 a.m. Road trip. We're all going to, I guess, meet up at Angela's place and go from there.
Yep. And I think we're a little bit before the depression, right? Like April. Yeah.
Okay, it's just getting ready to hit it. I'm sorry. I got.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, it's October.
I'm just going to discuss stock opportunities with people then on the way up.
Yeah, it's October. Yeah.
You guys have to talk to my broker.
Put everything in apples.
I am going to drink throughout and pretend like I care, which will rapidly evolve the more I drink.
Put everything in apples.
I'm a photojournalist. I don't have money to put into stupid rich people games. I know, I'm not going to invest in them. I'm just an Angela, so I will absolutely listen and nod and continue to swig.
You barely can keep your camera functioning. There you go.
Angela's going to drink it with you. I mean, she's not
Who's driving?
So you had to.
I'm not driving.
Johnny's.
No. Johnny's driving. Johnny's always driving. Johnny can drive left-handed, so he can drink one hand, drink one hand and steer with the other. Yes, he has to hand the drink off every now and then, so he can shift the gears. But that's
sounds like good, clean, fun of the time. Absolutely,
exactly.
Back when cocaine tooth drops were still a thing prescribed, and smoking is good for your lungs.
Cocaine tooth drops, good stuff.
No seat belts in the cars, none of that stuff.
What?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There was no seat belts in cars back then. You had to. That was an option you had to get.
Yeah, we're headed off to
60s, I think they were required.
I hope you all packed up on cigarettes, because you're going to need some warmth to open up your lungs.
Yeah,
Close down.
Oh.
You'll get sick if you don't.
All that fresh air and stuff out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure there's menthol in those cigarettes too. Those are the ones that keep you toasty.
Didn't Father Michael have to go somewhere quick before we head out?
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. I would like, as a person of faith, I'd like to grab my Bible.
Okay.
And also stop by and take care of a few things over at the assisted living place. So if you don't mind dropping me off, I'll get all of this situated before we leave town.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, sounds good. So you get your Bible, get your
a few clothes too.
Exactly. Yeah. Probably hear a little confessions for some people before they go. That kind of a deal. It's so funny watching you play the priest and Bill playing the cynic.
Yeah. That wasn't planned, but hey, you know what?
it's such a flip flop for you too. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good. So yeah, you're doing all that, getting your Bible, getting your stuff together, getting your rosary, all that good deal.
Get my let's see here, a heavy overcoat, of course, because it's cold out. And then at St. Columbia's retirement home, is there anything in particular in my library that stood out for me? Can I roll for that?
Make your occult roll, please.
Okay.
I know you're really good at it. By the way, I did mention this at the beginning. Oh, did you miss it? Oh, doggone.
Hang on a sec.
I know yours is pretty
plus
high.
22 occult, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
unless
I rolled like an 82.
But yours is like 75, right?
Yeah. So
you can spend the luck if you want, or you can tell me how you're trying harder and roll and push it.
You know what? Let me spend some luck.
That's gonna be a lot of luck, though.
Is it?
What, 7 to buy down, or
7 luck? Yeah. I mean,
that goes away.
I have 70 luck. I mean,
that's good to use in like life or death situations. I feel,
okay.
But yeah.
But she's got 70 luck, is what she's saying. She won't need to spend that much, surely, in other rolls later on in the game.
We typically play a lot of one shots. We're like, we'll spend the luck.
You actually have to make it through 3 chapters in this one. Yeah.
Okay, I will save it. Probably just pick one of the books that I commonly use.
Got it. Well then just make me a luck roll then. Yeah.
That's do I roll with the 8? What was it in?
Percentile, yeah.
Yep. A 5.
Dog. Yeah, you happen to grab the right book. You don't know it yet, but you got the right book.
Wow. Okay.
You grab the book, you're like, this looks good. You know, it's something about ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. You know, you probably come thumb through it a little bit on your road trip and stuff like that. Try not to get the headache from the bouncing up and down. But yeah, you grab it's a book about spirits and stuff like that.
Awesome. So, all right. Yeah. So I'll walk back to Angela's then and meet up with everyone else since I've gotten everything that I needed.
Good. Sounds good. So we all get a good night's rest. Get ready to get up in the morning and get going. Do you have your Jeeves make you guys breakfast and stuff like that before we go, or are we on the road? Yeah. Jeeves has a nice breakfast for you guys. Okay.
Oh yeah,
thanks,
my butler definitely makes me breakfast.
Jeeves. I actually used to have Jeeves as an NPC in this great game, but since we have Johnny being the driver, I've decided to forego Jeeves. Jeeves, I actually play him just like from Jeeves and Mooster. He knows everything and has an impeccable sense of style. He was like the font of information. But since we got a driver, we're going with Johnny and his stuff, his abilities. So Jeeves makes a good breakfast for you guys and stuff like that, and he lays out your clothes for you. You're thinking about wearing a nice, nice light dress and stuff like that. And he's shaking his head. He gets like some warmer clothes for you to wear. He goes, "You're gonna be out in the country, ma'am. Those stiff breezes can really get to you and get you a death of a cold." So he lays out some other clothes that you would never pick. But then once you come downstairs and everybody sees you, they're like, "Oh, what a wonderful outfit that you have on." You're like, "Oh, of course, Jesus." Jesus struck once again. Exactly. Jesus struck again.
I've got my trench coat, layers, trousers, big old nubbly, scarf on, and like I'm halfway through some bacon. Hey, maybe you won't freeze to death out there. That's a great sign. I'm feeling good about all of this.
That's a good look at me, Goldie.
Yeah, I'm definitely bringing like some more adventurous clothing though. So I'll wear this up for the day.
Oh yeah. He packs your slacks, even though he shakes his head when he packs them in a suitcase for you. If your father only knew what you wore out and about.
I can take care of myself, Jeeves.
Your secret's safe with me, man. All right. So everybody's having breakfast, getting ready to go. And we're on a road trip. So we get in the car, everybody gets situated. Who's sitting where? No, I know Johnny's driving. Who's sitting where?
I'm going to be sitting up front because I don't want to be touching my thighs close to the ladies.
Ah.
I am a priest after all.
Well said.
And there's sinful ways.
Yes.
Nice.
I like to keep my to myself here.
Plus, they're single. So
Jeez.
Right.
They're single.
Yeah, no one's come along and made us honest. Yeah, no, that's a huge. Yeah.
I mean, I know I am easy on the eyes, but
yeah, you're a good looking dude, but yeah. You can just see like going through your parish and people seeing you riding in the back of the car with the lady and be like,
we respect your position in the community, Father. We would never put you in a situation like that.
Of course we do. Right. Goldie, yeah, let's keep the party going in the back here.
Fine with that. Johnny, are you getting in on this? I mean, there's plenty between the two of us that if you did not bring your own, I think you have a flask.
You're in trouble. It's all on you. So yeah,
I have a special tank for that.
You guys get to North Ashfield about half cranked, so that'd be good.
That's friendly. Loosen this up.
A little social lubricant going.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, you guys do have to make like a stop about halfway. You guys make a stop halfway and a little gas station, stuff like that. Refill the car, put water back in the radiator and that kind of stuff. Check the tires, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a good time. Like to stretch your out and stuff like that. Get around. Again, Greenfield is like the county seat. So like everything that has to do with the county is going to be there. You should probably that'd be a good place to stop. Is to stop in Greenfield. It's only about another. You probably want to stop there a little bit, maybe before you get to Ashfield and kind of freshen up a little bit, because then it's only like another 10-15 minute drive to North Ashfield. So you guys stop like in Greenfield, and it is like a main area right off the train hub. So it is like a major stop, and it's probably has like 1,500 people in it. It's for a small town. It's a big small town. So and not a Mayberry, more like a Mount Pilot sort of situation going on. Where there's a little bit more stuff going on. There is the actual sheriff's office for the county is there. Greenfield County Sheriff's Department is there. There is a Greenfield Gazette is the local newspaper there. There is even a Franklin County Historical Society there.
Ooh. I want to go to the Historical Society if somebody wants to go to the Gazette.
We could do that a bit later. Maybe let's get
I'm
settled in
saying-
here.
I'm curious, like, what exactly do we do if we actually meet ghosts? I mean, do you guys know I mean, I can handle bindle stiffs, drifters, and roamers, but what do you do when you meet a spirit? I mean, can you shoot them?
No, I do not. They don't
I'd
have
say
bodies anymore.
Yeah, we hop in your car and run away.
I mean, you're assuming worst comes to worst. Maybe they want to talk. Besides, we've got Father with us. Don't you have some, things you can do to help us out? Contact the big man upstairs.
Not that I'd trust in.
I mean, exorcisms are something the church does. I mean, hush, hush, but you hear things.
Make me a knowledge roll there, Father Michael.
Oh, Lord.
That'll be education.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Some education in here. I don't see education in my.
It's your characteristics up at the top.
Oh, it's.
Should be like 88.
I rolled a 31 for some.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Excellent. Yeah, your education should be fairly high. It's the main characteristics up towards the top with strength, strength and all that.
Mhm.
There are specialists that you heard of that do exorcisms. You don't know the actual ceremony involved with actually doing an exorcism, but you know people who do. That could be called in. It's one of the things. It's kind of like a last resort kind of a thing with the Roman Catholic Church, because even the church really doesn't want to acknowledge that they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Rhoda knows because she knows everything she's reported. She knows as hell.
I mean, I
My
believe
business. Stick my nose where my business isn't supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be a very good photojournalist if she didn't. You could definitely do blessings and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You're fully qualified to be able to do that sort of thing, like to bless a house or something like that. You can definitely do that. But for a full-on exorcism, I hate to go back to the trope, but you need an old priest and you need a young priest.
Yeah. I haven't administered my own. Like, I haven't experienced actually like doing an exorcism. I am kind of like open to the idea that ghosts are real, but like, if it's real, then we'll deal with it, I guess, as it comes. Like, I've never really had any experience with that. Like, I've grown up in the Massachusetts area and know about witches and stuff like that, or heard about it, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. You know of somebody that somebody that you can call to know somebody.
Okay.
Basically. That if it came to that, you could do it. But yeah, as a priest that the Roman Catholic Church doesn't really recognize the ability of any sort of like ghosts or spirits or anything like that. But on the other hand, you do know that is a possibility.
Mhm.
I hear you, Goldie, that these guys or gals or whatever they are might want to talk, but I mean, they're malingerers. I mean, they could be hobos. I mean, do you really think a hobo ghost is going to talk to you? No, they're going to bum rush you and take everything you got. How do you know these are like the upper crust, talky kind of ghosts?
I don't.
Nice.
I haven't met a lot of ghosts. But I'm curious to meet one now. And no, I'm not assuming that they're bad, good, or anything, but I'm just assuming that just like people, they come in all shapes, sizes, and dispositions. You're going to meet some that are pissy. You're going to meet some that are friendly. I'm going to meet some you wish you'd never met. That's a lot of what I do, but that kind of goes with the territory.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If they're friendly, that's great. I mean, no problem. We got to prepare if they're not so friendly. What's our plan?
All right. Well, I don't know. That's really not my. I take pictures.
Plan? You guys consider yourselves planned people?
Miss
planned?
Bastable?
I
What do we
stand by
do
my. I stand by my position that we run, hop in your car, and drive off.
Yeah, again, you guys have debunked a lot of stuff. Again, you could just settle this all down to leaky pipes.
I mean, yeah, we've debunked most of what we've seen, but Mr. Corbett there, if you recall, the man buried in his basement who came to life and attacked us, that was a bit scary. I mean,
that was a little extreme. Yeah.
Yeah. He still had a body we could shoot and stab apart, but
yeah. Oh, did you take the knife, by the way?
It's in your
trophy case.
I brought the dagger with us that we got from him.
Nice.
The floaty dagger from the haunting. Nice. So,
if we have to, I say, pulling out Corbett's jewel dagger. It was the enchanted dagger that he had. I suppose we could use this, but I don't entirely trust it. I say we just be ready to run, and I definitely think we should rent another place to go and stay, just in case something happens, so we can run there and drink this off.
If you want to back up, can't say no to that.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about this as we're driving through Greenfield and taking another pit stop again. Just kind of freshen up and stuff like that. You spotted out those kind of different places to check out. The Greenfield Gazette, the Franklin County Historical Society, the sheriff's station, stuff like that. But you are kind of on a schedule. You just know that they are here in town to use this resources. So probably don't have a whole lot of time to check them out right now. But you do know they're there. And again, they're only like 15, 20 minutes away, car ride. So we're going driving on into North Ashfield as we're having that whole conversation, which pretty much boils down into Rhoda saying she ain't afraid of no ghosts. And
Johnny will keep an eye out for good motor shops along the way in case we run into trouble. So I'll know where to go to get repairs.
Yeah, actually, as you're driving into North Ashfield, let me pull up a rather quaint map of North Ashfield. If I can find it here. Come on.
Also, I'll just note that in this period of time, like there's stories about Eisenhower and I think it was Marshall, like used to go and run jeeps between the cities just to like literally at gunpoint take out highwaymen. So the highways at this point are rough and tumble, and if you look, Johnny's packing heat. So
yeah,
and that's basically for highwaymen.
Was there anyone else like So Angela has a dagger, Johnny has a gun, and Goldie, did you bring something with you? I just got these.
I've got my camera, I've got my flask, and usually that gets me what I need when I need it.
And those great running shoes.
Father Michael has his faith. Father Michael has his faith.
Look, a lot of the places
and my faith.
a lot of the places I get myself into, and a lot of the situations I'm in, you can get pat down and have those things taken away. However, punching has never been something they've been able to take away from me, or quick kick to the sorry, Father. So no, I can take care of myself.
Okay.
Gotcha. So as we're talking about that, we are rolling into North Ashfield, and I'll highlight a few areas here on the map for you. What you were looking for, Johnny. First public buildings that you come across, other than some farmlands and stuff like that. The first public buildings is letter A. Over here is Hobson's Market. It's an open market superstore kind of a deal. Grocery store kind of deal. Across from it is a service station where you guys can, get anything done on the car, stuff like that. Across from it is a Lutheran church. Further on, you'll come across the Benevolent Cafe. That's what it's called. It's the only little eatery sort of place here in that you see in North Ashfield, the Benevolent Cafe. You come across as you cut across Hawthorne Lane. Over on your right, as you'll see the schoolhouse. It's a one-room sort of schoolhouse. All the grades are taught there, kind of a deal. So till they get to high school age, and then they go to school in Greenfield and Franklin County High. Then you come up towards different houses, but it basically Hawthorne Lane almost dumps out almost right across from the Apcott house. The Apcott house is right there. You see, first thing you notice is like this big hedge that encircles, almost encircles the property. There's like a pull around drive. I'm marking this all up. But there's like a pull around kind of thing that goes around and comes back out onto Birch Lane that cuts through the hedges. But yeah, this is all pretty much surrounded like in hedges here, except for the very back. You see the house. It is a rather imposing sort of old house. This house has been here forever. You can tell. Definitely colonial. Building. 3 stories plus an attic. Very, very big house. On a fairly sprawling estate. You're like, these people, old money indeed. I mean, they're not touching on Angela's money, but for this area, they're not doing too bad. They're not too bad. You're looking at the place. Make me some credit rating rolls as you're looking around, or just spot hiddens as you're looking about.
All right, let's do this. Okay, that was a 31 on me, which succeeds, and
regular success for me.
Yeah, regular here.
I'm waiting for my character sheet to zoom out, but I rolled a 72. I think that was a bit too high of a roll for my credit rating.
Or spot hidden, your choice.
What is wrong with this thing? It's not. Sorry, I'm trying to look at it and it's like all blurry.
Sorry.
Let me.
Yeah, the font on it. It's a downloaded pre-gen sheet. I like the idea.
I should have printed it out, to be honest. Here, okay,
Yeah.
Here we go. Spot hidden. No, I failed that one. I rolled too high.
Okay. Any successes or hard successes? Anything like that? Nothing. Nobody.
I succeeded on spot hidden, not credit, and it was a regular success.
Okay, so you're looking around, and it's April. It's kind of like the ugly season. It's not quite. Winter's just dying off, and you're getting into spring. So, but you're looking around. You're like, they should probably talk to their greenskeeper, because like the yard could use a good mowing. The hedges need some trimming. That kind of stuff. It's not quite up to code. You might want to say, they're not worried about keeping up with the Joneses, apparently. Yeah.
This place is haunted by a ghost of bad landscaping here.
Exactly.
Is it just their area that's like that, and everyone else's lawns are kept really well? Or
yeah, kind of, sorta. And as you're watching more around, you're looking, you're like, yeah, it is definitely bigger, more sprawling, and more ornate than I guess the other neighbors and stuff like that, because they're all like farmhouses and stuff like that. But you're it's not that it's worse, but you expect it to be better. You expect the people to have this kind of money to have the hedges trimmed better, the yard trimmed, cut a little more close. Again, you're in that ugly season right before spring's really struck. So it's a little odd.
okay.
Tell us they have a decaying manse without telling us that they live in a decaying manse. Okay, yeah, no, all right.
Exactly. And actually, as you're pulling up the pull through, there is off to the right of the house, you'll see like a small garage, like separate garage, and there is like an older car in there. It is actually a Ford Model A. It is old.
Model
It
A.
is. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Model A. Yeah.
Someone's an early adopter.
Yeah.
If we're actually pulling in,
Yeah.
Johnny will pull up, I guess, since he has Angela in the car, he'll pull up to the main entrance. Normally, he would pull up to the servants' entrance or the kitchen side.
Yeah.
And I'll let everybody out there, and then Johnny will circle around to the garage and the servants' entrance with the luggage.
Oh, that's
Okay.
so nice. Very gentlemanlike, Johnny.
All right, so yeah, let me kind of lay that out for you, like where the garage is at and stuff like that. There's a bigger blow up of that area. Give me just a second.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you see as you're pulling in, there's like a pull through area here. The hedge is clearly outlined. Like a not quite closed square that's open towards the back. There's a fountain around the pull through. That again could use a little cleanup. Then there's the main house. There's a little garden off to the side, or at least an area staked out for gardens. Probably just getting ready. Probably just got tilled. And then off to the as you're looking at the house, off to the right is a garage kind of tool shed where the car is kept. It kind of goes into like a little light wooded area, and then you can just see like the garage, like it's like got one of those open up doors. The whole door opens as one piece, and it's open, and there's like the oldest of Model A's is in there.
Well, hey, at least there's no horse carriage.
Exactly.
When I let these guys out of the car, Johnny will do a quick sweep. Try to not be too apparent about it, but are they all wearing shoes that they could run in? Is anybody wearing like heels or something like that?
Unsensible shoes? I would think not. Yeah. I think everybody's pretty used to this sort of thing. What do you guys are doing? What do you guys say?
I look around the place and go, okay, well, I mean, it certainly fits the bill for a place I would expect to have a couple ghosts rattling around in it.
Nice.
I turn to Angela. Well, you're the one who has, their manners in place. You're going to be the one who walks up, rings the door, makes the introduction.
Oh, yeah.
How do you want to do
the
this?
Talking.
I don't think we should snoop before we make ourselves known.
Just quietly observe, and I'll ring the doorbell.
Ring the doorbell. It's one of those. Door, yeah, it's a knocker. They have like a knocker sort of a deal. So you knock on this big, like a brass knocker on the door, and the door opens, and you're seeing a woman in her loading. Please wait. Give me just a second. You're seeing a woman you want to place her in her late 30s, early 40s, but it's a rough late 30s, early 40s.
Yes. I mean, depending on who this is, they might have lost a kid.
Yeah.
Or a husband, or a dad, or all of these things.
Lady opens up. Make me a spot hidden. Just for spot hidden as you're seeing her as she's opening up the door.
Regular success.
Regular success. Okay.
Biffed it.
Biffed it. Okay. So Angela, this makes sense that you noticed it. I mean, she's not an unattractive woman, but like her hair is a little disheveled. Like her clothes need to be
ironed.
Could use an iron. She doesn't seem to be wearing any makeup or anything like that. Her hair is kind of like done quickly. This woman's, she could if you put a little work in on this, she could be, really attractive, but she's definitely let things slide.
I got an appearance of 40%. I don't think I'm that far off.
You're not. You stop. Your appearance 40 because you got the clay pipe clenched in your teeth. All
Yeah.
the time. You pull that off, and you pull that out of your teeth, and your appearance jumps up to 60. But
Smoking that all the way up. Yeah.
exactly. A damn clay pipe just kind of tends to. but let's see. So yeah, she opens the door and she goes, "Yes, are you Miss Bastable?"
Yes, I am. Amelia, is it?
She goes, I'm Allison.
Allison. I believe we spoke on the phone.
Yes, I'm Amelia's daughter. She shakes your hand and she opens the door. She says, "Please, come on in." And she leads you in. And you're looking around, and I'm not calling for spot hidden. This is just a general perception of the place. It's all like dark oak paneling, hardwood floors, with big rugs and stuff like that, big oriental rugs and stuff like it spread in the rooms. Beautiful pictures and stuff lining the walls. But again, it's not like a lot of plaster or anything like that on the walls. It's all dark wood paneling. Everything's very, very nice, very clean, but very old. Nothing's really new in here. She brings you into, as I pull up the map of the house again. You guys are in like a foyer, kind of a hall, kind of a place, and she brings you into a little room, actually a fairly large room off to the left. It's sort of a sitting room. It's actually like a banquet room. Would have been a banquet room at the time. A larger dining room to have parties and stuff in, but it's been redone as a large front sitting room with some very comfortable couches and chairs and stuff like that all around. So she says, "Please have a seat. I'll go get Amelia." And you're whatever they're cooking, it smells wonderful. Whatever they got for lunch, it does smell really good. You guys been on the road a long time. You're like, oh, this does whatever it is they have smells great. So they sit you around in some chairs and stuff like that, and she goes, I'll go get mother, and I'll be right back, and please have a rest yourselves from your long journey, and set you guys up in the in what was formerly the banquet room.
Are we all together in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I will nod politely. Thank you, ma'am. Take a seat. Look around.
So yeah, you guys are in the banquet room again. This was formerly a larger dining room, basically. What it would have been for like a party or something like that. But again, it's been reset into like a larger, more formal sitting room, or place where you receive people. Again, like a lot of very comfortable cushions and chairs and stuff like that. There's like a rocking chair that's seen a lot of use in the corner over by the fireplace, opposite of the closet there.
I'm going to stand and look out the windows. I'm curious how close the forest is to the house.
Not too far. I mean, you can see like some light woods, just some trees and stuff like that. And then it gets into like some heavier woods, and then the hedge. Like if you look up front, you see like your car. And then over towards the side of the house, you can see like the hedge and stuff. Actually, from that side, you probably see like the garden where they've got everything tilled up for the garden on that side of the house. They've just disked everything up and letting the ground aerate. So it's about that time of year where you would have done that.
I'll stand in the room where I can keep my eye on baby, and
okay.
Also I was, I don't like this. This place is a little overgrown. I mean, derelicts and mendicant panhandlers could be in those woods just a few feet outside of that hedge.
He's getting all paranoid. I like it.
Well, he's used to crime and being on the street, so wherever he goes, right, he's going to see like potential ambushes and that sort of thing. But
Yeah,
city ambushes, not country ambushes.
exactly. Hobos.
That's right.
So you guys are sitting for just a minute, kind of getting a lay of the place, and you're hearing like some little footsteps coming down the hall. Actually coming down the stairs, and then coming down the hall, and you hear like a da 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 da, like in a little girl sing song kind of a voice, da 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 da, and coming around the corner, kind of looking at you all with one eye kind of a deal, kind of peekaboo kind of style, is this little girl, probably 8 years old, dark hair, pigtails, great big huge dark eyes, cutie, just a super cutie. And she kind of just peeks around the corner at the doorway at you all, and she's like, "Hello."
Hello there.
Quirk a smile in her direction.
Okay.
Hello.
How are you, little one?
And she comes around the doorway a little bit more, and she's kind of turning her shoe in. She's got like little bitty canvas shoes, and she's got like a little like rag doll kind of a deal. And she's kind of just dragging it along the floor by the arm, as she comes in. She goes, "Hi, I'm Maddie."
Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
I'm Rhoda.
Nice. She goes, "Nice to meet you," and she does a little curtsy with her dress, and she comes and climbs up on the couch. We're just gonna say, do. Everybody make a luck roll for me. See if she sits nearby.
4.
Nice.
Yeah, 71.
Fail.
Not that lucky. So
Yeah, it's a critical success.
Okay.
So she either sits near me or it doesn't, depending on what's going on with her.
How did you do? How'd you do, Monica?
I rolled a 92.
That's almost a critical fail. All right, nice.
Yeah.
Actually, she does. Yeah, she does by the biggest fail. I think that is you. She climbs up. You were sitting on the couch. She kind of climbs up by you, and she looks up at you because of course you're handsome.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and she comes and sits up with you, and she goes, "Hi." She sits up with you with the rag doll in her lap.
And then I go like this. Well, hello. And kind of like inch myself a little bit away from the child.
trust you, Father. I mean, you're that wholesome person in the room. Everyone else is a stranger.
I was like,
Yeah.
well, I just like casually like turn myself like sideways, a
away.
little bit away, and just
Okay.
kind of like back off a little bit. And I ask, so Maddie, have you
Yes.
noticed any strange things happening in the house?
Right to business.
She goes, "My bed moved the other night."
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she's stroking her little rag doll here.
Oh.
Yeah, my whole bed moved. I was asleep.
Oh.
Does she seem? Her demeanor seems happy about that, or
More excited.
Okay.
Excited, not really scared, not happy. Just if you're asking, I can't. I'm dying to tell you. Yeah.
I was going to say, that sounds exciting.
Yeah. It was. It's
So
still
your
there.
bed- Your bed moved, but who moved it?
She just said it's still there. Like what do you mean it's still there?
Well, it's still moved to where it was. We can't move it. It's too big.
Hmm.
Oh.
We can't move it back.
Did you do you have any idea who might have moved it?
No, not really. And she's grabbing the doll a little closer to her as she's saying that.
So what's your
Interesting.
doll's name?
Everybody make spot hiddens as you're drawing attention to the doll.
Oh snap!
Wow.
I'm
Ooh.
failing every roll. Like
yeah.
I can't make a roll.
I had another critical success. I have a 6 out of 50.
Okay.
Nice.
I rolled an 8, which is not quite. It's just made a critical success.
So those of you who made the spot hidden, notice that the doll's old. Those of you who made a critical success know that it's old. I mean, antique even for like 1920 standards. I mean, it's just a little like sackcloth kind of rag doll. You're wondering how this thing is still together.
Wow.
It is
Probably carrying smallpox.
probably. I mean, it is positively old. And you asked what she called the dolly?
Yeah.
She calls loading. Please wait. She calls the dolly Mary.
Mary. Oh, is Mary your mom's old doll or?
No, I found it in the closet.
Oh, okay.
The closet?
Yeah, and she holds it out for you to look at.
Just put away, huh?
Huh?
Just put away.
Yeah, it was in the closet. She holds it out for you to kind of look at there, Father Michael. Do you hold it or?
I kind of don't want to hold it because it kind of looks scary. But you know what? Sure.
It's a little sus.
I'll hold it.
It's a little sus. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a creepy.
Sure, I'll hold it and take a look. Can I see Mary? Just
You can see Mary.
I want to say hi.
See, as you grab Mary, first thing you notice is like Mary is damp. Exactly. Mary's damp. Like
It's moist.
Wet.
Moist too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
did Mary just have a bath or something?
Sultry.
No, she says she just gets wet all the time. It's really weird. She just stays wet. And make me a spot head, and this is going to take place of your smell.
Oh my gosh!
As you're looking at the doll.
I keep failing my rolls today.
That's okay. You notice that the doll's wet, and it has like a kind of like a musty odor to it, like a wet musty odor, kind of like wet pond water. Old muddy pond water.
Ew.
This is a great kid's toy. I mean, yeah. I'm feeling great about the fact that this small child has this thing. I mean, there's no way.
How long has Mary been your dolly? Have you been playing with Mary for a long time?
No, I've just had her like a little while now.
Like a couple of weeks?
You're asking an 8-year-old is her perception of time. Yeah.
Okay.
It could have been a year.
I would, and you would know.
Do you and Mary play a lot?
Oh yeah, we play in my room all the time.
Yeah. What kind of games do you play?
Oh, we play hide and seek and stuff like that.
Who wins?
Mary. Mary wins all the time. Mary always finds me. Mary always finds me.
Oh my God.
I know, right? Get you the heebie-jeebies right on top. And just as you guys are finishing that conversation, you're hearing like rollers coming down the hall, and coming down the hall is like a tea cart set up with some cookies and stuff like that, and some tea and coffee and stuff like that. And Allison is pushing the tea cart, and Amelia is walking. You assume to be Amelia, walking along behind her. And you hear Amelia kind of shout up towards the top of the stairs, and she shouts down at the top. She says, Julian, aren't you down yet? Our guests are here. And you hear, and you can't quite hear. You hear a voice from further up, but you can't quite make out what they said. And then she comes on into the room, very graciously with her hands clasped in front of her and stuff like that. And first impressions of Amelia is gentle but stern. She has a quiet voice. She doesn't really speak up above a certain level. when she's talking to you all, she's fairly quiet, very direct, not mean, but stern. And she sits in her rocking chair. If anybody's sitting in a rocking chair, she we'll say it's Rhoda. We'll say it's Rhoda.
Sure. Yeah.
Rhoda gets up out of the rocking chair. She sits in her rocking chair. She motions for you like a nice chair across the way. And she rocks in chair. She goes, so glad you all can make it. Absolutely wonderful that you can make the trip all this way from Boston. Thank you so much for coming.
No problem. Your predicament sounds pretty interesting. Tell us more about it.
A few weeks ago, we just started finding different things going on odd in the house. Strange noises, lots of shouting, and nobody, we would ask if anybody was shouting, and nobody could quite make out, nobody would say that it was them that was shouting, and none of the girls or Julian would say that they were shouting. And first we thought it might have been somebody outside or something like that we couldn't see, but it became more and more frequent. And then we noticed like certain utensils were coming in. When we pulled them out of the drawer, they were all bent. Different serving spoons and stuff like that, and utensils were all bent. And first we blamed it on the kids, but then she motions towards Allison, and Allison like pulls out like this box that's underneath the tea cart that's full of these utensils. It's got like about six different things, like some knives, forks, some big serving spoons, stuff like that, like bent up like a pretzel. And you're looking at it and you're like, there's no way a
child can do that. Weren't they like made of silver like back then, or some
a lot
crazy...
of it was like got fine silverware, stuff like that, really nice silverware. When they had silverware back then, they had silverware. All bent up in like pretzels and stuff like that, like really odd shapes. So it's like about like 6 different implements, utensils, all bent up in there. And as you're looking at that, you're hearing somebody like very slowly walking down the stairs and like a as they're coming down the stairs, like a really dry, kind of like racking cough as coming downstairs. And it's a young man in his teens, early teens. You're thinking he's probably 13, 14, coming down the stairs, blonde hair, glasses, kind of a deal. Very thin. He's coming down the stairs, and he gets down the bottom stairs. And like whatever it is he's trying to cough up, he finally gets loose and can breathe. And he strides on into the room. He's wearing like the big loose pants that was common back then, dress shirt, and like a sweater vest, big wool like sweater vest. And she comes in and goes, Julian, glad you could make it with us. And goes, she's like, I'm sorry, grandmother. I was reading. I forgot the time. She goes, I know, you're always reading. And here, he introduced Julian to you all, and he allows you guys to introduce yourselves and stuff like that to the group. And she goes, this is Julian, my grandson, and so yes, we'll introduce to the, and that's basically the whole family. Let me throw up an illustration of the family here.
Can we just say they have a cat?
Of course they have a cat.
I'm sorry, guys.
Actually, no. You notice there are no animals here at the house, and you notice there wasn't any around on the property. You don't see any squirrel. You didn't see any squirrels. Now that you mention it, you don't remember hearing any birds chirping either. And it's April.
There's hobos poaching around the place.
Hobos, definitely hobos. It's all hobos. So there's the Apcotts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of a severe family, but
That's exactly the word I was thinking.
Yeah.
American
Yeah.
Gothic.
The creepy and rookie, hilarious. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, like Stern Amelia there, little Maddie, slightly disheveled Allison, and then Julian. Yeah.
All right. Well, what else can you tell us about what's been going on around here?
The screaming is becoming more and more prevalent, especially in the evening. We're afraid to, like, I mean, it's been so loud, we're afraid, like, neighbors may be aware of it.
What are they? What are the words that you hear being screamed? Do you remember?
Mostly just screams of like pain or excitement, just like raw, kind of. She's trying to imitate it, as best she can, and she says something. She said there've been some words said, and she thinks about it. She's like, I think it's German. I think I've heard like some German phrases. I don't know what they're saying. Shouted throughout the house.
Does your family have a German heritage?
Yeah, the Apcotts we're of German ancestry.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: is it perhaps a man's voice, sort of a deep voice?
Yeah, it's a deep man's voice doing the screaming and shouting. Mostly just, I think they're trying to scare us, and they're doing a really good job. And then, of course, the biggest thing that happened was, poor Maddie's bed being moved clear across the room.
Interesting. To be honest, I did hear something of screaming in some foreign language or something like that after our phone call.
She cocks her head to you, and she goes, "Really? She says something's going on." And I'm glad that you were referenced by some of our friends to contact you. They read about some of your exploits in the papers. She points at you, and she points at Rhoda, and she goes, "Rhoda, I believe you wrote some of those stories."
Well, I've written a lot of stories.
Yeah. So some of our friends had mentioned that that you'd had some experience with this sort of thing, and that you were the closest people we could contact.
Well, we've all got a variety of skills, and I think we could certainly help.
Excellent.
I don't want to speak for the group, but I'm a journalist. I'm very good at looking into things.
Excellent.
As is everyone else here in their own way. So I think
good.
we'll get to the bottom of this, even if the answer isn't particularly, interesting.
Well, we'll definitely see. I hope that there's something you can do, because it's becoming quite unreasonable. Again, most of these things that are happening at night. We don't know what's going on. It's hard for us to get any rest. It's just been horrible.
I can German, strange voices, moving beds. But may I say, this canapé is delicious.
That's great.
Put it on like 2 inches thick on the cracker. Nice.
Oh yeah, Johnny's got like 2 cheese sandwiches stacked up at a time as he eats.
Nice. She goes, and they said that they have some roast in the oven for dinner later on, but we thought we'd set these out for you to refresh yourselves from that journey. He says, whenever you are like, we can take you on a tour of the house so you can see everything about the house.
When they mentioned the roast, I turned to Angela and I say, we really ought to stay this evening. I think it's important.
That roast does smell really good. And you're like, meat, actual meat?
Yeah, this is good stuff.
I mean, we don't get that luxury in the church, so.
I know. Well, thank God it's not Friday, right? You're good.
Yep.
You're good.
Mm-hmm.
You're checking. Oh, Tuesday. Good. I can have some roast. So yeah, but she goes, we can take you on a tour of the house if you like.
Oh yes, I was just about to ask about that. Let's go on a tour, everybody.
Yeah, let's take a look.
All right.
And-
So they.
Oh wait.
they show you about they take you around the rest of the floor, take you across the hall into the dining room, and from there there's like the entrance that goes on through the kitchen where God Lord, that roast is smelling better and better all the time, especially when you get in the kitchen. Come across the hall, you see they take you through like what the library. And then further on is back is they said they don't take you through it, but like further on back is a study. Then they're going up the stairs to the second floor, and the second floor has more of a community sort of function to the house. There's a family room, a parlor, living room, lounge. Like all these are like different sitting rooms and stuff like that. It's like big rooms. A lot of these are all like covered in sheets and stuff like that. So we don't entertain much anymore, unfortunately. So there's a lot of sheets covering furniture, that kind of stuff here. Not a whole lot going on in these rooms. But going up to the third floor is where the bedrooms are. Where the action happens. But
is this where we'll be staying, like on the third floor?
On the third floor. So yeah, she takes you upstairs to the third floor, and the doors are just kind of open, and you see like Julian's room, Allison's room, Milia's room. Then there's the guest bedroom here if you guys want to choose this one, and it basically has like a large queen bed in it, and then there's another room across the hall that you guys could use if you wanted. It also has a large queen bed. Then there's a bathroom down at the end of the hall. Then Maddie's bedroom and then Allison's bedroom.
Quick question: Maddie is the girl, the little girl, yeah?
Yeah.
The one with the bed that flew across the room with her in it.
Exactly.
All right.
And Sexy the doll.
Yes. Creepy doll. All right. Just making sure I understood, sort
Gotcha.
of what's going on with bedroom B there. Guest room B, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one closest to Maddie's room. Make me spot hiddens as we're going through the rooms.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. I think I have
Just missed.
Success.
here.
That's a regular success on mine.
Regular success.
Nice.
Regular
Nice.
success.
So the three of you made your spot hiddens. You're coming up the stairs, and the doors open to Allison's room, and the first thing you notice that kind of strikes you as odd is like she has like a sitting desk, like that would be in front of a big mirror, that would be normal of that time. And but it looks like there's a sheet or something over the big mirror. You're looking for the glass, the mirror, but it looks like something's over the mirror. And as you guys are kind of like craning your necks, to get a better look at the room, like Allison closes the door.
Well, internally I process, well, that explains the disheveled appearance, but I wouldn't want to look at myself either if I just wasn't going to bother. However.
Exactly. So yeah, mental note of that. And then the guys are kind of giving the tour of the rest of the third floor. Then they're Maddie's room. They bring you to Maddie's room because that's where you can really see what's going on. And Maddie's room, like you could see where the bed would have been actually sort of like in the middle of the room, like right across from the fireplace, which wouldn't have been lit, but still would have had heat from the chimney itself still to kind of keep the room warm. So there's the bedroom. The bed would have been there, like right across from the fireplace. You could see where it would have been. But it's been shoved clear over towards the window. And now it's up against the window. You can see like the ruts. And it's a big, huge 4-poster bed, like a full-size bed, and everything back then was oak and heavy. So like the four of you together might be able to move this thing. These 2 women, child, and a sick boy is not going to move it. You know?
While they're looking at the bed, Johnny will take a quick sneak peek inside the closet where the doll was found, just to have a look.
Make me a luck roll.
Make you a luck roll. Do I feel lucky? Let's see. All right, my luck is set. All right. No, missed by 10.
Nice. So you open the door and you swear to God you see somebody sitting on the floor of the closet.
Oh.
Oh.
Give me just a moment.
I knew it. Hobos.
Hobos.
You and the hobos. Oh my goodness.
Like the ancient alien guys, but with hobos. It's
Look,
So
drifters, roamers, transient, beggars, malingerers, slackers, you call them whatever you like, but they're hobos. And they're moving the bed.
You open the door and you open the door like everybody's looking at the bed, like you said. So you're the only person that sees this. And for like a split second, like as you open the door, you see like this looking up at you from the floor of the whole bottom of the hall. Hang on, all the bottom of the bottom of the closet is covered like in toys and stuff like that.
Yep.
But you see that like peering up at you amongst the toys. And then you blink your eyes, and it's gone. And all you see is toys. Make me a sanity check.
Okay. I think to myself, I knew they were hobo ghosts. Let's see. Sanity check. Right. Okay. Oh,
I mean, for
98.
98. So you lose one.
All right.
You might let out a little eep or something, or gasp.
I reached for my flash. I need my medication.
Are you all right? Are you okay?
I'll give Goldie a side look like.
Looking towards the closet.
Yeah, like
I look towards the closet.
And you look into the closet. Yeah, and there's did you leave the door open, I imagine?
I assume so.
Yeah. So you look towards the closet, and it's a bunch of toys,
I look at the closet. I look back at Johnny Logan. I give a gentle nod. I point to the flask.
Maybe not so much.
I'll look back in the closet. Do I still see anything in the closet? No.
No. You see toys. I mean, you opened the door.
They're kind of creepy looking toys.
They are creepy looking. I'll be honest with you, they are some creepy looking toys. But but yeah, it's like you opened the door, you saw that face, you blinked your eyes, and it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed the closet door closed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's making it up. I say in a low voice to Goldie. I think this lady's on the level. And by the look of that, what I just saw, I can see how that looks strong enough to move a bed to me.
Can I take a look under the bed, by the way?
You look under the bed, and there's nothing under the bed. Because especially since it just got moved, there's nothing under the bed. It's those older beds too, so they're a good, 1.5 feet up above the floor.
Yeah.
She literally has to climb up to get up into bed. That's why I got those 4 posts. But there's nothing under there. It's a hardwood floor, and you can see like the ruts in the wood, like that the bed made as it was pushed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This brings up some bad memories of our
You're watching that
investigation.
Watching, and especially again because it's towards the window.
Definitely keep an eye on this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You stay put there.
You stay right there.
Yay! I'm not the only one with the cat that likes screaming.
Yeah. Every time I'm on a video conference, the cat has to come by.
Well, my cat really likes Matt's voice, although
Yeah.
Matt is convinced that Matt's telling him shut up. I don't believe that.
Every time I spoke up in the game, his cat's like, rah, rah. I was like, all right. See?
She is a Siamese and likes something about your voice. I am convinced those are the reasons why she gets hyper talkative when she hears you.
Cool.
Just
I'll take it. But yeah, the bed is moved directly up against and like right up against that window.
Very creepy. We have seen this in the Corbett matter.
You've seen that before in the haunting, yeah. For those of you who've played the haunting.
Or run it 5 times.
Guilty as charged. So that's what you see. She goes, there's also an attic up above. You see like the pull string thing for an attic. And we have like a basement. Of course there's a basement. You know.
You don't happen to have anyone buried down there, do you?
she takes back. She goes, "Excuse me, pardon me."
Just making sure.
No, we have some old wines back there, but
well, I won't tell anyone.
Yeah, it's basically like a full basement that runs the length of the house, kind of a deal. And but yeah, she shows you guys the rooms. You know, the guest rooms. They are nice. You know, they look comfortable. They're big, like I guess what you want to call them queen beds of the time. I mean, you guys have to double up on them, or you have again guys in one room, girls in the other.
You see that Goldie and Johnny are maybe exchanging whispers in the corner.
Okay.
I do express that I'd like to stay in guest room B. I think it would make a good observation point.
All right, I can stay with you there, Goldie. You by the way, Miss Apcott, you couldn't find anyone in town willing to rent out a house?
Yeah, there are a couple of people that have houses available on the other side of town. If you know for a week for $1 a week, I guess. Yeah.
Miss Bastable, can we stay here?
Well, I suppose it's
you're more than welcome.
We can stay
Now
the
it's
first
awkward.
night and see if see how it goes.
Yeah, because now it's awkward if you don't go. Don't stay.
We could stake out each side of Maddie's bedroom. I could be in the attic. Got Goldie in the guest room B. Someone could be downstairs, and then all we need to do is someone needs to stay at Alice's bedroom as well, and then we got all the sides covered.
Johnny is on the case all of a sudden. Something's gotten Johnny's craw. He's
Johnny smells dollar signs.
Splitting up in a haunted house, I don't see what could possibly go wrong.
Exactly.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. Awesome. We are about 2 hours into the game. Let's take a quick 5-minute break.
Okay.
And we will come back and we will come back towards the evening dinner since we decided to stay that evening. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll skip ahead. All right.
Awesome.
See you guys back in about 5 minutes.
All
Awesome.
right. I'm back.
Yay!
I can't open my drink. Oh, okay, there you go.
There you go. Welcome back, people. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Hey. All right. Everybody's refreshed and we're ready to go on through the rest of this adventure here, I hope. So yeah, we'll skip ahead a little bit of time. And, they've been telling you what's been going on, showing you around the house. The basement, they show you the basement. It's a full basement, and there's like a large wine cellar, but mostly it's just storage. There's just old stuff that's been there forever, like in trunks and boxes and stuff like that. The only thing that gets your notice as investigators that you see throughout the house, other than of course Maddie's room and whatever's going on in Allison's room, in the main hall on the first floor, there is a large family tree. Let me try to put this up here as best I possibly can. Again, the resolution of this scan is just horrible. So I apologize for it at the outset.
Is the interior of the house in like a rundown condition, or is it?
I wouldn't say rundown, but declining. Yeah. I mean, everything's very old. Everything's very clean.
Okay.
It's just nothing's newer than 10 years old. Even the kitchen appliances and stuff like that, they're all old.
Okay.
I definitely they're not worried about keeping up with fashion. In the house or anything like that.
They might not be able to afford to. There could be a lot of reasons too.
Could be a lot of reasons. The whole place could use a makeover, but it's fine.
Wow, that's a lot.
Big family tree. Holy crap!
Yeah, it is. It is in an ornate frame in the main hall on the first floor. It's all pretty well detailed, and it kind of lays out what you had some questions about earlier, Johnny. Allison Apcott is an actual Apcott. She married a John Harper. So that's how the Harpers came into it. And they had Maddie and Patrick. So Patrick would have been Maddie's slightly younger brother.
The 3-year-old, right?
Yeah, the 3-year-old that died.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And then Julian's actually, I'm sorry, let me backtrack on retcon. Julian's actually Amelia's nephew. If you look at that. Yeah.
So
if you look at how it's going.
Our Allison is the one who lost her son on the ship and her husband.
Yeah.
Oh.
John and Patrick.
Let's see here. What?
Did she mention that at all to us? We just got that through Goldie's research, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could bring that up gently.
Let's see what we're looking at here. There seem to be some issues with the mail line.
Notice that?
Is anyone else noticing that there seems to be an awful lot of early death?
I was going to say dead ends.
That too.
I'm noticing some blurry deaths.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm. The GM can correct me if I am misseeing something on this handout, but it looks like a lot of the males of the family seem to die awfully young.
Yeah, like 40s. Yeah, 20s, 30s, 40s. No older people. Like the oldest one I'm seeing is like maybe Walter at 42. Just kind of skimming through it myself.
Yeah, a lot of men in the family seem to die in the prime of their lives. I mean, the obvious exception to that is the 3-year-old who died tragically on the boat. But again, not seeing a lot of men reaching their venerable 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
Is it always the firstborn man or male, or is it?
I mean, it seems like all of them, Because Walter and Walter Apcott and Jane Peterson, they had a bunch of kids. Sylvanus, who actually made it to about 41 before he croaked. Abraham probably died a baby, probably, like an infant disease. Jonas, again, died not too long after.
I'm sure someday science will discover the secret behind this.
Yeah, it's called cholera. But,
you know what? I did notice a pattern that there are certain years or around the same year that they died too, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a similar recurring year that they're dying.
Yeah, there seems to be a certain amount of.
Yeah. So the family tree. There's a lot there. Definitely. Go and you see how the family reaches all the way back to the 1600s. They're definitely the first colonization of this area would have been this family.
You know,
1670s.
Family tree goes back this far. Probably have a lot of ghosts.
It's possible. But there's that. And again, you guys are having conversations and stuff over dinner. A very lovely roast has been made for you all with all the trimmings. Very early American sort of dinner with big hunks of bread and butter and all that good stuff.
Johnny will say to the others in private what he saw in the closet. I know it's strange, but if you all see any paintings of any ancestors in here of the male variety, point them out to me. I just want to see if I recognize anybody.
I'll keep my eye open.
Definitely will. I think at dinner I could probably bring up the matter of the yachting accident.
Gotcha. Everybody's there at dinner. Julian gets a little scolded because he brought he had a magazine with him that he had brought with him to read while he was waiting for dinner to get served, and Julian gets scolded to put his magazine away. It's actually it's actually a copy of Weird Tales. So he's a fan.
I'll smile at that and go, hey, I used to read a lot of stuff like that when I was a kid. I always liked adventure. So
really? And he pulls the seat up to you and gets involved in the conversation, definitely. And, starts to chat you up. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to respect the fact that they don't like him reading at the table, but, if I can get him talking, it can get me an in, and I do want to interview him later, so this is a good time to build rapport. So, yeah, I'll be friendly. I will basically, talk to him all he wants about Weird Tales. I will talk about the safe things I can talk about with my journalism career in New York.
Oh, wow. So what kind of journalism do you do? What investigative or?
Yeah, I looked into a lot of people doing no good, and it was exciting for a time.
Yeah. He goes, yeah, I'm a big fan of history myself. I love history. I love reading about history.
Oh, yeah?
And as well as, like science fiction and that sort of thing. Oh, yeah. The history of this area itself is really fascinating. North Ashfield used to be called Hawthorne?
No, I had no clue. Why did you change names?
Well, Hawthorne is like the native bush around here. Like you can see like the hedge outside It's actually a hawthorn bush. The hedge that's around here. It has a little bit of controversy about it that caused them to change the name. And they're talking about that before you're having a quick conversation before they actually bring the meal in. He says that hawthorn used to be purported to be effective against vampires, like they would use them as a stake to hunt the undead. That was the story. You went mute and I lost you. Oh, she
Oh no!
I think she was warning us that she was losing it. But yeah, he says that it used to be used as they said it used to be effective against vampires, or so legend goes. And then during the religious hysteria in the earlier days, they had decided to change the name to get away from that connotation.
Sounds like a good way to get vampires moving to your town.
Well, yeah, again, it was all, it grows wild here throughout this area. The whole hedge is made of it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then you have the meal and stuff like that, and you're talking and stuff over dinner. Are you bringing up the accident?
Yeah, I'm going to say, hey, Amelia, I don't mean to bring up a sensitive subject, but I did happen to see your family tree and noticed a William Apcott on there. I do recall my father mentioned a William Apcott years ago when he was alive. I believe he passed away in a boating accident. Is that correct?
Yes, and everybody gets really quiet. When you talk about that, you say, "Yeah, it was a horrible accident. I can't believe can believe the misfortune this family has had."
My condolences. Again, I'm sorry to bring it up, but I do believe my father and William were perhaps acquaintances.
Oh, I'm sure they were. He came into Boston quite a bit to do business.
My father was an attorney.
Yes, that makes sense. He probably, it makes sense. He probably might have had to do some dealings with him over some land purchases and so forth.
Certainly. I believe that was a really treacherous accident, though. Several of your family were involved. Am I wrong?
No. Yeah, my husband died. Our sons died. Poor Patrick. Grandson died. It was a horrible tragedy.
Well, that is just awful. It sounds like most of the men of your family are gone.
Yes, yeah. Honestly, other than Julian, he's the only male Apcott left.
Wow. Just tragic. I must say, none of the older Apcotts survived very long. Also, I don't see a grandfather Apcott around.
Oh, no. Yeah, our family tends to work hard, die young. It seems. It always seems to have been the family trait.
Oh, and by the way, this roast is delicious. But
Thank
are
you.
there any family curses we should know about? Like, are the men in your family damned to die early?
She grabs her collar a little bit and straightens out her collar. She goes, "Excuse me, pardon me. I'm sorry."
Yeah, any blood curses from stuff that went on in the past.
I'm sure I wouldn't know anything about that.
Do I sense that she's being sincere in that?
Sure. Go ahead.
What do I roll? I forget.
Zacchaeus! Be psychology.
I'm sorry, what do I roll?
Psychology.
Psychology. Oh, good luck with that. All right. Oh, I actually have some psychology, believe it or not. All right. Here we go.
Well, you talk to a lot of people in cabs.
A 4! A critical success!
Nice.
Wow.
Not bad.
She is really put off that you mentioned that there's anything like a curse or anything. She's a very prim, proper, stern New England woman, and the fact that she even insinuated that has put you down in her book.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a book, guys.
They all have
I
books.
want to see this book.
All right, but it doesn't seem like she gives any inkling of veracity to anything like that. So
No, nothing devious or anything like that. No, more of a "how dare you" sort of thing.
yeah. And if she knew her way around a carburetor, Johnny would be more concerned about that. But since she doesn't,
I'll try to diffuse the
Which
situation
plugs do
a
I
little
pull?
bit.
These are plugs. These are plugs I pull. Where's the brake line? There's the brake line.
Yeah, I'll try to diffuse the situation a bit. Like, wow. Saying that their curse is going a bit too far here, Johnny.
She says, she was stranger college. She says, I should say. But yeah, sorry, Rhoda. We had just cut as we were talking about what? I forgot. I have to backtrack now. Since
We were talking history, and we were talking about how the place was named Hawthorne.
Yeah.
But now it isn't because of the hawthorne hedges. But now it's Asheville.
Ashford.
Ashford,
yeah.
excuse me. Ashford was there.
Asheville. I'm sorry. I think you had it right at the beginning. Yeah, it was named Hawthorne because of its the shrub could be carved into a stake and was known to be effective against vampires, that sort of thing. Which is but again, during the religious fervor, in the late 16, early 1700s, that was kind of frowned upon, so they decided to change the name from that to get away from that sort of connotation.
Vampires, huh? And the mirror covering. Okay.
Father Michael's like, Nice.
Yes, if we just make that sound and nod our heads, it'll look like we know exactly what we're doing.
This is really good roast beef. You're making yummy sounds. Making yummy. Melts in your mouth. This roast beef does. It's good.
Actually, can I excuse myself for a second?
Sure.
I would like to use the facilities if you don't mind.
Yeah, and of course, the facilities are on the upper floors. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, is it on the upper floors?
Yeah, the stock starts on the second and third floor. I don't think there's a bathroom here on the third floor. On the first floor.
Oh. Well, out of character, I was planning on sneaking into the library. So can I roll for a stealth, maybe, or something like that? Yeah. Okay. Let me undo that.
See how sneaky this priest is.
Shoot, I might have had. Let's see here. Okay, that is a shoot. Why am I blanking out? It's a high success.
Excellent. So you're creeping along through the rooms, and you make your way towards the study, because you would have turned like towards the staircase, but just kept going down the hall to the study. As I pull up the map here, because you guys would have been in the dining room. That makes sense. This all kind of works.
It's all coming full circle.
Indeed.
They say.
all this town needs is an Applebee's. Am I right?
I almost instinctively grabbed a Bud Light for your game. Traveler game, yeah.
Those traveler cannot get away from Applebee's in a traveler game. Oh my god. So like you come out of the dining room and head like you're going up the stairs, but you actually go past the stairs and go left to the library and the study. Yeah, go ahead. So you're in there. There is a library, and then there's more of like a formal study. What are we looking for?
I'm just I think I'm gonna roll for where's my search here? What the? Let's see. Okay, let me roll for that. Shoot. I did not roll well. I was gonna do library use, but
That's fine.
I failed that one.
That's
Dang
okay. Well, I mean, you're just doing like a quick look through here. You don't want to spend a whole lot of time because you're supposed to just be in the bathroom. But the walls around here, I mean, they're covered and groaning under the weight of different books along the shelves. You're noticing a lot of classical literature, some textbooks and stuff. Bunch of sorted sciences and stuff would have been normal in a family library of the time. There is like a rather there you are on that side, like where the library is, where the fireplace is. There's some a few hunting trophies, some pewter plates, different photos, some arrowheads, that kind of thing. One thing that kind of draws your attention is in the room is there is a huge like Revolutionary War era musket that's hanging over the fireplace. Like the big long rifles that they would have had in Revolutionary War, the big muskets. You're looking at that and you're like, wow, that is a nice musket. And then as you're looking at it, it like shakes a little bit in the bracket, like the musket shakes, and you're like looking, you're like, is there an earthquake going? Is this something? It shakes a little bit in the bracket, and the musket actually moves up out of the brackets, and you're getting like flashbacks of like the dagger in The Haunting, where it's kind of like floating in the air. Now instead of a dagger, it's this big musket, and it points towards you, and you're like, the musket's pointing towards you, and you're like looking to duck behind the desk or something like that, and as you're like trying to get out of the line of the barrel, like the hammer just click, and the gun drops to the floor.
Oh, it's out low. Oh, thank God. Holy shit.
Those big flintlock kind of hammer just click, and then as soon as it hits the hammer, it just drops to the floor. Need you to make me a sanity check, please?
Oh Lord. Okay. I rolled a 48. Where's my sand? Okay, I rolled a 48.
Gotcha. How's your sand? What's your sand?
It's 60 right now. So.
Okay. So you didn't lose anything, but you are a little alarmed. Everybody in the dining room, make me a listen roll to see if you hear the gun drop.
I was about to ask that if anybody has heard that. I'm gonna
clatter on the floor. Yeah, in front of the fireplace.
Success.
It's going to need to be a hard listen. Listen.
Did not make it.
It is down the hall.
Yeah, I did not make it.
Okay.
Not a hard success.
So everybody, how did you do, Johnny? Was it a regular success?
No, just regular success, just regular.
Okay, so you all are eating the beef. As Father Michael comes back in, a little visibly shaken. I'd imagine.
I'd be like, oh.
Do you put the gun back, or you just leave it on the floor?
I actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna touch it, and I'm gonna reach into my pocket here and grab my flask and take a swig of my lime tonic.
Yeah, your lime tonic.
That I've been hiding in my jacket pocket, kind of like thing, and then walk back.
Tonic. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a cure-all, indeed. But so yeah, he comes back in. Everybody make a psychology roll on Father Michael as he comes back in.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not a good sign if we're calling for those.
Dale.
Let's actually have a fairly high psychology. All right. Let's see what I get. I do succeed. It's a regular success. I got a 50 to 70.
So he's visibly shaken. Either he saw something or he had a really bad time in the bathroom. So that roast beef did not that roast beef did not go well with Father Michael for some.
I will respond, Father. Is everything all right?
Yes, it's fine. I'm just not used to eating beef. We don't have that luxury in the.
Doesn't quite sit with me well. It's a little heavy.
Yeah, it's a little heavy.
Yeah.
For me.
Maybe you should stick with the fish. Yeah.
P.S. We're going to need more toilet paper. But, but doing the big windmills in the bathroom.
New location, new food. Lots of travel on the road. Doesn't do well by any of us. I give a sympathetic smile to that, but don't actually buy it. So,
so you all finished dinner. It is like dark. You noticed it was just getting dark when all that happened. So that that kind of sets the tone for what's going on around here. You saw that, but everybody kind of like they go back into the front room, and like Julian will y'all can kind of sit around and listen while Julian reads from a book. Let's make it fun. Let's make it follow the House of Usher. Why not?
Yeah, of course it is.
So it's his favorite book. So he's reading from the Fall House of Usher.
Well, that tracks with just about everything else I know about this house and the people in it. So
exactly.
In the banquet room, is that where we had dinner?
No, you had dinner in the dining room. In the dining room.
Okay, not the banquet room. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because you guys would have probably heard him if y'all were in the banquet room.
At some point, Johnny's going to try and sneak off to the banquet room. Just let me know when that's possible.
Actually, guys are all in there. It's basically, remember, it's turned into like the front sitting room on this floor.
Oh, all right.
That's where you guys first received Amelia and them.
The first opportunity Johnny has, he's going to open the closet in the banquet, look at the ceiling, and see if he sees feet hanging down.
Okay. So you open the closet door and you look up and you don't see anything. And you're just like, pulling up the closet, and like everybody's in here, and Julian's reading from the book, and you're getting about 10 minutes into it, and even Amelia's like, maybe we should choose another book, Julian. And he's going back through the different books along. There's a small selection like along a small bookshelf here in the room. He's going through. He's like, how about The Count of Monte Cristo? I love Dumas. How about that? That sounds good. He starts reading through that, and everybody just kind of like listening to him read stuff like that, and you guys can have like small conversations with people or what have you while he's reading, small quiet conversations, or even kind of go out in the hall. But they're basically just like sitting and listening to Julian read. It's entertainment, that's another thing you notice. There's no radio here. There's no. You would have normally see a radio out here. There's no radio here.
Is radio in the last 10 years, though?
No, radio.
Yeah, I know, but is radio a relatively new invention at this point? When does radio appear?
Oh, no, radio was early. It definitely would have been common for
19 teens or so, right?
Yeah, it's like the TV now. Almost everybody had a radio. That was entertainment. But before then, people would read or listen. They would listen to somebody play the piano or sing or something like that. They entertained themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely of that style, the earlier style before radio. That's right.
The cat meow.
That's right, cat. You guys look around. Like the only modern convenience you've seen around here is the telephone that's in the hall. That is it. And it's like the stand-up ones. It's like on the wall. You have to stand up and talk. There's like, talk into it. There's no like sitting down and talking on the phone kind of deal.
Did we discuss at all any kind of agreement about us? We're here obviously to investigate, but did they invite us to investigate their house, to go around freely on our own?
Yeah, you guys can look around the house. Absolutely, it's you're here to find out what's going on.
Johnny will go out in the hall while they're doing the reading of the second book. And one thing I'll do is after hearing Angela's report, I'll pick up the receiver on the phone and listen, see if I hear anything.
Okay.
Before the operator picks up.
Make me a luck roll.
Yeah. I know that's below my luck. I think it's a standard. I don't know yours critical success for luck. Yeah, so my luck is 40. I rolled a 33. So success.
Perfect. So you're listening in on a phone conversation. At this time of the evening, it would have been a party line, where like everybody in the neighborhood would just be talking amongst each other sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was big back then. Yeah, you actually would have to get a hold of the operator to get you a separate line to call out. Otherwise, you can just kind of like talk. It's like what we're doing now, but back then it was on the phone. But you're hearing a conversation between two women, and they're talking about. Did you see those people pull up over at the Apcott's house today? It's a strange group of people. I can only imagine what's happening at that poor lady's house. Hasn't she suffered through enough? Just like two gossipy old biddies. Just like, oh, did you see what's going on over there? Kind of stuff like that. And they're just land sakes. There's no telling what they're doing at that house to those poor old people. Somebody should call the sheriff or something. It's weird. It's strange.
When are they going to get back to Baby? I mean, they mentioned Baby at the beginning, but then they never spoke about my car.
They didn't even barely talk about the car. They did. It was a nice car. Well, I'm saying it was a nice car. But you're like that. You're like damn straight. It was like what? What? No. All
right. I'll listen a little bit, but if I feel like it's just going to be nothing useful, I'll click the line a couple times, listen again, click the line a couple times.
Click. Yeah.
No, I don't know what Angela's talking about.
Yeah. So you're going to like click, and then like on the third time that you're clicking, you get this weird noise that's coming through the phone. Trying to see if you would know what this would be. Make me a half an education roll, a hard education roll.
I rolled a 13 and my education 70. So that's actually a critical success. It's under 14.
Gotcha.
Or a hard success, sorry.
You're hearing, and it strikes a chord in you because there was a time when you were young and you were like out swimming, off the shore and gotten too strong a current and got pulled underwater. And you're hearing, you swear what sounds like, boop, 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 like the underwater sounds, like on the phone, like, water rushing through your ears kind of thing. And like somebody trying to like, like that bubbly sort of scream of someone screaming underwater.
Wow.
Sanity check, please.
Oh, sanity? Okay.
Of course.
I'm not going to pay sanity left pretty soon. Let's see here. Sanity check. All right.
You've only lost one, right?
I rolled a 1.
Okay. Yeah. You're good. You're like listening to you, and you swear that's what it sounds like because you screamed underwater, but it sounds like a female's voice.
Well, this is straight. I actually speak this form of gibberish.
Oh!
I'll reply back, or do I just understand it?
Yeah.
Is there any message in it? Is it just the emotional intent that someone's like underwater and like in trouble?
It's basically you get like the intent that somebody is drowning underwater. Sounds like.
I'll say back. We're here to help. I hear you're in trouble. We want to help you. How can we help you?
Everybody in the front room, make listen rolls, please.
Hard success.
So you're hearing him talking loudly, rather excitedly into the phone.
I can hear, regular success.
Yeah.
Particular.
Yeah.
This is Johnny's standard volume.
Yeah. I mean, it's just outside the door, honestly.
What?
In the hall.
What is going
Uh-huh.
on? And I'm already a little concerned for Johnny because
Johnny's Johnny's having a hard time on this trip.
Saw something in the closet. Now there's a phone call. So I'll start craning my neck out into the hallway. Like, is everything okay? Who are you talking to?
Do they reply at all?
No, and then as soon as you say something, like it stops. You get like dead air. That kind of a sound.
Maybe they're talking to somebody else. I'll click it again a couple times and see if I get anything.
No, click it a couple times and you're picking back up the party line.
That's definitely odd. I hang the receiver up.
So, you guys are clicking with the receiver. You're hanging up the receiver like you're hearing like, wasn't one of them a priest that went into that house? I thought those were Episcopalian. I thought the Apcotts were Episcopalians.
I'm sure if I pick up in an hour, they'll still be at it. If I see Goldie, I'll turn to her. I say, "Yeah, come here."
So Goldie, Johnny's giving you the Dickwitch sign.
Big DW.
Oh, the Dickwitch horror.
So, why were you on the phone?
I heard a voice I understood on the phone. It's like someone drowning. It's kind of like what Angela said she heard on the phone, except a little less like a 1200 baud rate, more like a person drowning.
Wow. Drowning, huh?
Yeah, it was strange. It's some sort of rare form of gibberish because, like I said, I understood it clear as a bell.
What were they saying?
It's more like they were just. It's more like someone who's underwater screaming for help. It's not really a really intelligible sentence. It's more like help me. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so it was clear, but it was just sort of choked and chaotic. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
you can definitely tell it was a person. Okay,
you got it. You got it perfectly. I say, I hand the receiver to you. I pick it up. You want to try to listen?
No.
We're good.
Yeah,
all right, I hang it back up. I think there's also a couple gossips somewhere in the neighborhood talking about us coming into the house. I think Angela is right though. I think well, I'll tell you this. When I heard the rest of them talking, it was quite different than this. This was a strange high fidelity kind of gibberish. Okay. It's this is the second thing I've seen in this place. This is a hotbed of something.
A hotbed, you say? You think?
Well, between the closet and the telephone, I mean, except for that one time we all went to that strange place. I would have thought it never happened again, but this place, man, this is like a volcano. I feel like you ever you hear the flickers at the theater, and you see that the smoke starts coming out of the volcano, and it hasn't yet exploded. I feel like there's like this place is like it's starting to smoke. I think with the bed moving and the closet, and the phone, and when Angela heard, well, I think we should hit them up for $10 a day.
Well, you can certainly pitch it to the missus, but I think a deal has already been done. Talk to Angela about that. I'm not opposed, don't get me wrong. Money's money. But I'm not sure how much juice is left in this squeeze, given I kind of gesture around to our surroundings.
I hear you, but I'll tell you, that screaming in the phone, it totally said $10 a day.
Oh, I believe you heard that. Hand on heart, I believe that you heard that. If nothing else.
Wow.
The two names that you picked up talking to each other on the phone, Johnny, are Justine and Enid.
Justine and Enid. All right, I'll mention that too to Goldie. that, hey, Justine and Enid in the neighborhood, they're on the party line on the phone. If you ever figure out anything going on in this neighborhood, I bet you they've been talking about it for years. They seem like they know everything. It's like Neighborhood Watch.
Maybe we should go and talk to them.
A little anachronistic, but okay.
Yeah.
Goldie, if you want to find what's going on in this neighborhood, I'm telling you, I've seen Justines and Enids before. The Justines and Enids in this neighborhood, they're working overtime.
Wow.
I pick up the receiver, and you can hear.
Exactly. Click. You just pick it back up. Click. just constantly click, and just constant talking.
Well, maybe we should. I think we should take a look at that attic, and there's a basement too.
Yep.
I mean,
They showed you the
basement.
They showed you the basement again. It was basically a wine cellar and some storage. You guys have not gone into the attic yet.
All right. Yeah, I kind of wanted to take another look at that family tree. It was in the basement, or
no, this was in the main hall.
main hall. All right.
Let me pull that back up.
I'm going to take a quick look at that. Can I make a history check or something like education? Maybe if I've heard of any of the names on there.
Sure.
I'm going to write them down as well. 48's pretty good.
It's like regular success.
That's a regular success for me. Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, nobody's popping out at you. I mean, you keep hearing the Apcotts all the time, and you're like, your father's probably had some business with him in the past, but nothing in here is really kind of like striking out. I mean, the Keeling sounds like an old family name that you've heard of around. You've heard that name before, that can't place it. It's there. You're just not sure exactly where. The Keelings does sound familiar. It sounds like they're another family that lives closer towards Boston area. Other than that, yeah, there's some Fitzgeralds and stuff like that. Nobody's really singing out to you that you would know. Yeah, I know that family.
Gotcha. No Count von Apcott, the famous vampire or something.
Exactly.
Too easy.
All right.
Too easy.
Exactly. Nothing to that aspect. So you guys are looking around, stuff like that, checking out the rest of the house and getting that all together. As we get on towards the evening, you get through the evening. You get to. Do you guys want to check out the attic before we call it the night, or what?
I think so. Yeah, take a quick look up there.
And
Yeah.
Miss Bastable, this is a good time to talk about the fee. I think.
The fee?
I think this is really, this place is screaming $10 a day. I really do. I mean, I explained about the phone and like what happened in the closet. And I am sure before this is all over, we're all going to need therapy. That's very expensive. So, could you maybe speak to the head of the household, the business there, and see if we could maybe get $10 a person per day?
Well, I'm happy enough to total up what we're making per day and split it amongst us, since they offered $10 to me. It's an extra $1 or so for the rest of you.
I mean, yeah, that's nothing to you, Angela. You spend more now on lunch, so yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm perfectly comfortable, and foreseeing any major financial catastrophe, I should be fine for decades to come. I say in April of 1929.
Exactly.
Surely my family is secure. Yeah.
But if the guy who apparently insulted them quite a bit at dinner wants to go and negotiate further, you're welcome to do so.
I was just being direct, I mean, all those men dying in the family, we have to know. And I thought if anyone knew, she would know. And you were asking about all of her freshly dead relatives. So I thought asking about distant ancestors being cursed would be, at least a couple of generations back. Not so recent.
Yes, but I wasn't quite so direct, was I?
Well, yeah, I guess you're right, Miss Bastable. Maybe I should leave that stuff to you. I apologize if I stepped outside of my area of expertise. I realize that. Just trying to help out.
It's all right. Try to be a bit more careful, but let's see what we find in this attic.
So who's going up in the attic?
I'm definitely going.
I'm going.
Okay, go.
My
I'll go.
dagger on my belt.
I go. Everyone is acting well, except for Father Michael is acting a little weird about all this. I'm curious.
Okay. So the kids, of course, are kind of nosy. They're watching you guys as you go up the attic and stuff like that. Like Maddie's hanging around on the staircase, kind of deal with her doll, and Julian's kind of just sitting up on the steps. He goes like, "Nobody's been up there in years. Please be careful."
Oh Lord. That sounds so reassuring.
Why does no one go up here? You guys seem curious.
We're just kind of curious to see what could be up there. Nobody really has a need to go up there. I'm sure they just have a bunch of junk up there. Yeah. So they're just kind of like waiting, just kind of watching and waiting. So you pull down like the hatch kind of a deal with the string. And it has like the fold out ladder, that's common to the time. And you pull out the fold out ladder. Who's going up first?
I'll go up first.
What's your size, Angela?
I want to say it's like 50 something. 55.
Gotcha.
And
so roll that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Roll that size as you're coming up the ladder.
90. Wow.
Oh.
So you're coming up the ladder and you get about halfway up it and like the ladder's like popping and creaking. Starting to shake a little bit.
I'm gonna come back down. Well.
Yeah. It's
I
like
have another ladder.
Old dry wood.
Did I see a ladder in the garage when I was in there?
Yeah, there was a ladder. Along the wall.
I think we use something a bit sturdier.
I know where a ladder is in the garage. You want me to go fetch it?
If you don't mind, Ms. Apcott.
I'm not here for my looks. I head downstairs. And I go grab the ladder.
Okay, so you go back down to the garage, back up to the garage, and you notice how now that Model A is the first time you got a good look at the Model A because you turn on the light. They actually have electric light in here, even in the garage. The Model A, it's old, but it's in pristine condition. You're like looking at it, and you're like, oh wow. As a mechanic, you're looking at it and going, they've kept this in good shape, good repair. Garage kept, so to speak.
Interesting.
So you're. Yeah, okay. It's the it's the ones with the crank start in the front kind of deal, So you see the ladder is kind of like hung up on some brackets on the wall, and you grab it. It's like a 10-foot ladder, so you kind of have to come up the stairs a little awkward with it. Actually, make me a strength check as you're coming up through the house with this ladder.
All right.
Try not to. Let me smoking my pipe while I wait for him to come back.
So you're rolling up through the stairs. You're coming up the stairs, and you get almost all the way up to the top, right around the time when Father Michael's like, "Oh, maybe I should have." He's got it. He's good. Father Michael's like, "Oh, yeah, you got it." You kind of lean it up against where the ladder should be. The other ladder is kind of reinforce it. You can walk up here now on the newer ladder.
All right, folks, let's not stay too close together. It's probably best to distribute our weight up there.
Yeah.
We're getting a little rickety.
It's a little rickety. So you're walking up on this other ladder that's laid over the old ladder, which is fine because it's still all up against the hatch as the counter set. So you're walking up the ladder, and you're feeling much better about this now, much safer. It's still a wooden ladder, but it's a newer wood ladder. And you're walking up in here, and you're getting up into the attic, and the first thing you know is like everything is like covered in dust. There's like trunks up here, big, huge crate type boxes. You're like, just big enough to get through the hatchway, kind of stuff like that. like old paintings and stuff like that, all covered up and stuff like that. Your first thing you notice when you come up through here, and you guys would have had to come up with like a light. There's no light in the attic. What kind of light would you have used?
I've got a lighter, definitely.
Okay, so you got a lighter.
Jeez.
Is the house lit with gas or electric, or how are they lit? Like
House is lit with electric, but they didn't have a light in the attic. That would have been common.
Do we have like electric torches, flashlights?
I'd imagine you would. Yeah,
All right.
I'd imagine you would. So yeah, you can use flashlights and kind of seeing around through here and looking like, you know, it's an attic. You know, it's full of a lot of clutter. Make me some spot hiddens though.
Oh. Oh. Success for me.
fail for Johnny?
Fail for me.
I rolled an 11, so that's success. It's actually a hard success.
So everybody failed but Goldie, I think.
I
Marcus,
rolled good.
Oh,
Father
Michael,
did,
okay.
yeah.
Standard success on there.
Yep.
Gotcha. So you guys are looking like Rhoda's mentioning it, and then Father Michael's mentioning it, and then he brings it to your all's attention. You guys are shining your light on the floor, and there are like some patterns, like some pathways in the dust that you can kind of make out. Like the dust is pretty thick on the floor. You're not able to discern like any footprint. It's more of like a pathway, you know, that's been cleared in the dust.
Odd.
It's going to like different areas of the attic. There's like one central one that goes up and down, and then it kind of forks off into like different areas of the attic.
I pointed out and make a note. You see
This
that?
is fairly recent. Yeah, fairly recent.
Mhm.
Someone's been up here.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder, maybe the ghosts, they seem to like dark, quiet places. Maybe if we got some drums and some kettles and started beating on them, making lots of racket, maybe that would, you know, piss them off, make them run wild. I mean,
So you don't think it's hobos
But-
and drifters this time.
So it's ghosts now, not hobos and drifters, huh?
oh, well, I mean, look at that. No hobo in the right mind could walk that lightly across the floor. I mean, they're still like, that's just too delicate. There's just no way.
Yeah,
But
this
what
is
if
strange.
the children were doing it because they're light?
But the children are not hobos.
They are not. Yes.
John looks
Hobos.
confused.
Hobos walk in single file to hide their numbers.
Those damn hobos, very crafty.
Well, these are clearly imperial ghosts.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Do I have any kind of tracking? Let me see. I don't think so, but
Yeah, tracking will work in this instance.
I have the standard track, 10%. Make a roll.
You can always try it. You
Let me
always miss
see.
100.
Maybe they're hobos. 07.
Nice.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm surprised. So, success.
Nice. So you're going up and down through these, like looking for any sign of discernible print, like footprint, and you combed every inch of this, and you were sure that nobody's made a footprint that you could like. That's a shoe. You know.
No. These are not hobos. I'm excited. This is something else. But you know what? If one of these things can move dust, then maybe my bullets can move it, but just a little bit. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe a little bit.
Perhaps
a
we'll
little
find out. Light up my pipe. Smoke a little bit.
Nice. Think a little bit. So yeah, again, it's just like trails in the dust going to different areas in the attic. Again,
Is there anything about the areas from the floor below? Like, do they correspond to any of the rooms particularly?
Oh man, that is really, really good.
Question.
Make me a navigation.
Victorian architectural? I'm sorry?
Navigation, I guess. That's what I'm looking for.
Navigation? I
Try-
don't see you.
Try to orient yourself around the house,
All right.
or a hard education. Hard
Hard success, maybe under half.
Nice. So you're looking at it, and like a lot of the foot traffic is over like Maddie's room and Allison's room.
Oh, wow.
Now, there are no discernible feet, yet it is foot traffic. It's
Yeah.
footless feet traffic or footless
Footless.
footless
Footless traffic.
foot feetless traffic over Allison's room. Right there. See? And I'll explain to them exactly what I found.
Yeah.
Good observation, Johnny. In these areas where like the track stop, is there anything else to notice? Like I don't know, weird sigils or something like that. I'm just gonna make a spot hidden.
Okay.
Wow, 1.
Nice. You're
That's cool.
absolutely certain that other than anything else in the dust, there's nothing else in here that's really been bothered. There's like no boxes that's been opened, no draperies that's been. You're like looking at the dust and everywhere else. Nothing else has really been disturbed.
All right, and I guess I can confirm probably that yes, it's over Maddie and
Yeah.
It looks like something's going between Allison and Maddie's room over and over again.
Exactly.
I agree.
And does it
I
correspond at all to that mirror that we saw covered up? Like if I look at the floor, I'll put my hand out to the edge of the house, like to where it meets the wall. Was that mirror like in the corner of the room at all, or like any place discernible?
It would have been in that area. Yeah, it would have been in that area. Yeah.
Over in Maddie's room, how about the bed or the closet where she found the doll?
Yeah, like in the middle of the room. Yeah. It's actually all throughout that area. Yeah.
Wow.
That's weird. This is strange. I can't believe we've actually found something supernatural.
Supernatural.
It wasn't a hobo this time.
No hobos.
Well, it may have been a supernatural hobo, but yes, it's not a regular hobo. Clearly.
I suppose we have not ruled out supernatural hobos yet. I just light my pipe and do smoking.
Magic hobos.
Yeah, no, we couldn't possibly. I mean, it might be, home entry. You got your spiritual roamers, your ghost transients, your supernatural, derelict. I mean, it's
Don't
hard to
forget
say for sure.
Don't forget your vampire vagrants.
He's throwing it all out now.
Sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. Transcendental urchins. I mean, who can say exactly what these beings want here?
Other than the fact that they're probably hobo based in some
I
way,
know.
shape, or form. Yeah.
How are the family members' complexions? Do they look very pale? I guess I don't know. Like, is there something that we noticed?
Julian's pale, but you take that towards him being sickly and inside a lot. Maddie's a natural-looking kid that probably plays a lot outside, so she has the winter tan, I guess you want to say.
Okay.
But nobody looks like pale and drawn. The only one that looks sickly is, of course, Julian. But there's something going on with Julian because he's got that horrible cough, and he talks in like a really high, thin sort of voice, wheezy sort of voice.
Is this Julian does that?
Julian, yeah.
Is Julian? I'm sorry.
Julian definitely has some sort of respiratory condition going on.
And what is Julian's last name? Did we hear that?
Julian's an Apcott.
Do we see him on the family tree? I don't.
Yeah,
oh, he is. He's Julian.
He's there, but he's born in March 13, 1916.
Yeah.
And
it's 1929, so he's 13?
Yeah.
Oh, he's young. Okay, I thought he was older. Okay.
No, yeah, he's I'd say he's early teenager. Yeah. Okay. 13 or so. So yeah, I nailed it. I didn't even remember it. Now I nailed it. Good job. It shows you how long I played this game. He's actually Amelia's nephew. Yeah. If you look at the family tree.
Right. It's her brother's son.
Yeah.
William, one of the people who died on the boat.
William
William
and
Apcott,
John
John Harper.
and Michael. Oh wait. No, only William and Michael are the only ones.
Okay, if William was one, yeah, William, 57 died. So yeah, that was his dad who was on the boat. Okay.
Yeah.
How come he didn't come to the boat? I wonder.
He's too sickly.
He's too sick.
Yeah. If you ask him directly, he'll tell you he was too sick.
And John died as well. So it's not like having an ancestor cause you to be sickly, because Maddie's not sickly.
No.
Although for all we know that I should do a character. For all we know, that little doll is actually maybe protecting her from her family's evil curse that they're in denial of. Although I didn't really get a sense of that at dinner.
Yeah, you guys are a little uneasy about that doll. Something about that doll is giving you all the heebie-jeebies. But yeah.
Well, you know, it might be protecting her. She seems like she's very healthy. In fact, of everyone in the whole place, she seems like the only one who's really okay. I mean, you'd think there was some lead in their food, except for Maddie.
Didn't she say it becomes moist or something like that, right?
It's always wet. It's always wet.
Always wet.
Dolls always, yeah.
Sounds odd.
Well, if you ask me, the whole place is a little dry. A little humidity ain't gonna hurt nothing.
I wonder if
Maddie seems okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm hoping we're out of earshot. Like, I say, like, try to say, like, up in the attic while we're out of earshot of the family. Like, I wonder if this family has some sort of connection with water. The drownings, the moist doll, perhaps something we can research tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dig up some of the records of their deceased relatives.
Could be something to look into.
Well, I'll tell you too, that doll, if you want to research it, if someone can distract Maddie for a little while, I'd be willing to maybe open it up, see what's inside. Maybe there's something peculiar.
That might not be a bad idea. I mean,
it may be a very bad idea, but yes.
We're gonna gut the doll. Nice. This can only be good.
I pull out the magic dagger that we encountered at the Corbett house. It could be something like this, something cursed, some sort of evil item or something like that.
Maddie's like, no! Don't cut my doll.
She can hear us.
Perform doll surgery.
Let's not. Yeah, let's
not
back up on this point. It's awfully attached to it.
Oh, hey, puppy. That's my dog.
Actually,
she's like, he's not even the dog's like cutting the dog's not a bad idea. Even Amy's like, no, we're out. No. But yeah, unless you guys got anything else to say, you guys head back downstairs.
I will inquire if anyone in the group knows how to sew, because if I open up the doll, then if we can sew it back shut, that might work better.
Oh, yeah. Not me.
No.
I don't think I.
No.
I can't now.
I mean, not to be sexist or anything, but I don't.
Well, don't worry about it too much. I saw a stapler in the study. I can just staple it shut.
Oh my god.
Perhaps see if you can feel anything inside it.
It's gonna only be good. Are you grabbing the doll?
Well, no, I'm not gonna grab it from her or anything like that. I'm gonna wait until she's distracted by someone, and actually I can get the doll and do it separately from her.
Actually, Johnny, may I suggest that we play hide and seek with Maddie?
That is an excellent idea.
Play a game? A quick game of hide and seek before we go.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Play hide and seek, and
I like that idea.
Let's tell Maddie that Mary, her dog Mary, is going to come find her. So that will give us some time. That will give us plenty of time.
All right.
Unless
This
Mary
is-
really is that good at finding her.
This can only go well. Oh, dick witches. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna play a quick game of hide and go seek with Maddie. Julian's going on to his room like to read a little bit before he goes to bed. Everybody else is sort of turning in, that kind of a deal, or at least changing into their evening clothes, that kind of deal. While you guys play a quick game of hide and seek with Maddie. Who's gonna take Mary?
I will.
Okay.
I will if need be.
All right, Goldie's like, I'll take us all up. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's wet. It's it's like you swear you could like squeeze it and like it should drip. You know?
Do I get off on my own somewhere with the doll?
If Goldie brings it to you, yeah.
I'm not
We're-
possessive of it. You can certainly take a look, Johnny. It's just
Yeah.
as soggy as she said it was, and I hand it to Johnny.
Are you telling telling Maddie to go hide in the house?
Yeah, I mean, I assume that father is, but maybe not. Who's involved in the hide and seek game besides Johnny?
I think everybody is.
I
Right?
think we'll all play.
Okay.
Well,
By
but
the
I'm
way,
like,
is Allison around, or
Allison went to her room to change into clothes. Her evening
Damn.
clothes.
All right. I'd like to get a look at that mirror at some point, but yeah. All right.
I mean, she was on her way. I mean, you can go talk to her or something if you wanted.
While she's going up there, I'll say, by the way, Allison, we noticed some strange patterns in the dust up in the attic. It seemed to be focused over your room and Maddie's room.
And she looks aghast when you say that. She goes, I don't know what to make of that. That's footprints, you said?
Not quite footprints. I mean, in the area over the bed in Maddie's room, there's sort of a trail through the dust that sort of stopped there. I'm wondering if there's some sort of ghost or apparition or something that perhaps made these marks when it moved Maddie's bed. And if you've seen anything odd in your room,
Make that psychology roll.
37. That might do it. Nope, not for me.
Gotcha. But you can kind of tell, even with failing the psychology rolls, that she's looking down at the ground when she's talking. She goes, I can't imagine what they would have to do with my room.
I couldn't help but notice that you had a mirror covered up in there. Anything you want to tell me about that? We can. I don't see anyone else around. If you got something to admit here.
She goes, oh, it's broken.
Mind if I take a look?
She goes, sure. And she's really hesitant. And she kind of opens the room. Like, this is all happening while you guys are
oh
helping
my God.
Maddie hide and stuff like that. So she opens the door into the room and she points to the mirror like she won't go near it. She goes, it's right over there.
All right. I sort of walk over slowly, kind of like, why should not go near it? I'll carefully lift it up and take a look.
So if you look at the mirror, there's a large, it's not really broken, like shattered into 1,000 pieces or whatever. It's a large crack that runs diagonally, like from the top left to the bottom right of the mirror.
Ooh.
How did this happen?
She goes, I don't know. It just was cracked one day.
Okay.
And she, like I said, she won't even look at it. Like, she's looking like at the floor, at the bed, at the ceiling, anything but the mirror.
I look at her reflection in it. Just kind of like focus.
Did you move the mirror? Did you move the mirror? You have to move it a little bit, like to nudge it a little bit. You have to nudge it a little bit.
I can do so. It's like not too heavy or anything, or
No.
I'm gonna do that. I will try to catch her reflection in this mirror.
Make me a power roll.
31 out of I've got a high power. It's like 80 or something. So it's probably a hard success. Yes, it is a hard
Nice.
success.
Nice. So, as you you push the mirror toward her a little bit. Like she's not really looking at you. Make me a stealth roll to see if you can do it without her noticing that you're pushing it toward her.
66. I think my stealth is a 70. Or sorry, 40 rather.
I mean, you can push it to try to do better if you want.
Yeah, like I'm gonna start moving it. And I'm like, just trying to make sure it's not completely broken here.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need to. Yeah. Let me. I didn't like that. I need another die for this, right? Or am I getting a penalty die? Or
No. This is just a push. It's just a
Okay,
roll
all
again.
nah. Same.
Ooh. So you failed twice. So you go to pull it and you're trying to do it, and not make it look like you're pushing it towards her, but you are, and it catches like on something on the desk and starts to fall towards you. You need to make a strength roll to keep it from hitting the floor.
I probably fail this. Yeah. 82.
Oh no. So it goes and falls on the floor, like right in front of you. Like you move it and it gets out of your grasp, and it goes to fall on the floor. But as you are moving it, a little bit, you did see her reflection just for like a brief second, right? Just as it was tilting over, before it hit the floor, and you saw like instead of her face, like a skull.
Whoa.
Yeah, like a skull.
All right, hits the floor and then breaks further. Or...
Breaks into a million pieces, shatters on the floor. Make me a sanity check as you saw what you saw in the mirror.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Regular success.
All right, lose one.
All right.
So yeah, it shatters on the floor, and she comes running towards the glass. She goes, "Oh, don't get cut on the glass! Don't get cut on the glass!" She's like, "I'll go get a broom."
Certainly is broken. I apologize about that.
And she's actually kind of relieved that it's broken. She's like, "It's okay, it's okay." And she kind of like, trying hard to stifle a smile as she's like, she goes to get a broom and a dustpan. She goes, I'll be right back. And she goes down to the kitchen to get a broom and dustpan.
Okay. I'm gonna try to find like a shard of this or something that's not too sharp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just
I did in your
do I
pocket.
have like a handkerchief or something I could wrap it in?
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Okay,
Really?
like something like kind of sizable that I can pocket, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe you use it later, examine it.
You got those schmancy monogrammed handkerchiefs with AB on it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna wrap it up, put it in my pocket while she's away, and then take a look at the frame. Like when I break this, is there anything behind it or something? Maybe something that was hidden or.
It's like an oval wooden frame, which is common to the time. This thing's probably 50 years old, so this might be, Civil War era type time frame, sort of a mirror. Late Civil War, right before Civil War, right after Civil War. So it's definitely that's time, but it's just a plain oval, wooden frame. That would have had the brackets that held the glass. It looks normal,
No incantations to the dark gods written behind it. Well,
no strange carvings on it or nothing. Yeah,
I'll take a quick look behind it as well while she's gone.
Okay. Well, you can look through it. It's just a frame that held the mirror.
All right.
So yeah, but like on the back of the frame, there's nothing there. Meanwhile, we're playing Maddie's game. Woo!
After
man.
Goldie hands me the doll and they go off to hide, I'll go into the study, assuming there's a study, and let me know if you want me to go there next.
Yeah. Well, Father Michael and Goldie, are we hiding with Maddie? What are we doing?
I'm keeping a lookout outside of the study while Johnny does his thing.
Okay.
That way, if Maddie would try to get in there, I'll be like, "Oh, you have to hide over there or something."
Goldie, are you helping Maddie hide?
Yeah, absolutely. I was trying to sort of play along with the game as sort of the straight woman, so I will help.
Yeah, sounds good. So Father Michael's the lookout downstairs, and Maddie's going to hide. She looks at you. She goes, "Where should we hide?"
Not behind the mirror.
He looks at you with the big dark eyes. Goldie, where should we hide?
Well, I'm thinking maybe downstairs, maybe in the library. There's some good furniture down there. What do you think?
That's actually a horrible idea because Johnny's down there right now.
Yeah, it's by the study.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's right. He is. Why don't we go hide in the dining room?
In the dining room? That's a good idea.
Under the table.
Okay.
There's plenty of room under there, lots of chairs. They won't be able to see us, even if we're crouched down.
Gotcha. Sounds good. So you guys go down to the first floor, go to the dining room, where you guys just had dinner, across from the banquet room. Awesome. All right. So let me pull up the map of that area. Give me just a second. Dun, dun, dun. First floor. Here we go. So yeah, you're hearing them like hiding and stuff like that, like and Goldie's like, being obvious with her word choices of where they're hiding. So kind of telegraphing it towards you there, Johnny.
Okay.
And you guys are going down towards the. You're in the library with the doll. So yeah, tell me what you're doing in the library with the doll.
All right. The first thing I do is I sit down. I have my and I put the doll down, and I say to it, "All right, if you're some sort of lucky charm or something, and you're protecting Maddie, now is the time to tell me." As I pick up the library shears. So if you got something to say, now's the time to say it.
Okay. As Maddie and them are hiding. Now, meanwhile, while this is going on, like Angela and Allison are having their encounter in the bedroom. So this is all happening at the same time. So Angela's not here. She's in Allison's room on the third floor. So you're talking to the thing, and like Rhoda and Maddie are hiding in the dining room. She goes, "Let's go hide under the table." Goldie.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go hide under the table. So you get underneath the tablecloth and go hide underneath the table. So,
yep.
I'll never head down here. I don't think Mary will ever find me under here.
You don't think so, huh?
No. And she's like giggling. She's like, "Oh, this will be fun."
So the doll comes in, but the doll comes and finds you?
Yeah, she always. Well, not the doll, but Mary.
Mary. Okay.
Mary.
Yeah.
The doll
not the doll.
Mary.
Exactly. Yeah, not the doll, but Mary. So the doll can't find me, silly. It's just a doll.
Mary comes and finds you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So as that's being said, and you're keeping a lookout in the hallway, Father Michael, as that's all being said, just as she says that, like you're looking out in the hallway, down towards the library, and down the steps comes these wet footprints.
Oh,
down the steps. Yeah. You see these wet, bare footprints, small footprints, like a,
like a
young
kid
female.
size?
Not kid, young female, dainty kind of a foot. Step, 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 step down the steps, wet footprints.
Not heading towards me, right? It's heading towards.
coming down the steps.
No, not cool.
Make me a sanity check.
Oh my God.
Who?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the only one that sees Father Michael's the only one that sees it right now.
Let's see here. Hang on. I failed that one. I rolled a 20. So.
So you lose one.
Okay.
You rolled a 20. You rolled a 20. You should have made it on a 20.
Oh.
Your sanity. Yeah, based on your. Sanity.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So you don't lose anything. But you're really unnerved. So you're watching these coming down the steps. And you're like, whoa, yeah, something's not right. And Johnny, as you're talking to the doll, you're like, fess up, and like water starts to seep out from the bottom of the doll and like covering like the table or whatever it is, like the reading table that you set it on, and it's just seeping out from the bottom of the doll. Water's just covering like the top of the table and running down the sides of it. Okay. And just as that's happening, you're getting up. You're like, what the heck is going on? Make me a sanity check because that's going on, Johnny.
I rolled a 35, and I think my sanity is higher than that by a fair amount. That's a regular success.
So yeah, you're like you're all freaked out, but you're not losing any sanity. But you're like, water's just coming out of this thing from nowhere, just seeping out of the bottom of the doll, and just covering up the top of the table. Goldie, as you and Maddie are underneath the table giggling, you're
I don't know if I'm giggling. She is, but
Maddie's just giggling her butt off. She thinks it's funny as hell, and you're hearing like footsteps coming into the room, and you think it's Father Michael, coming into the room, telling you, playing that it's Maddie or something, coming to find her, and you're it's coming into the room, and you're looking, and like these pair of like pale blue feet, woman's feet are like underneath are showing up underneath the table.
Okay, I get stalked.
like blue, like pale blue naked feet.
And I reach for Kiddo.
Yeah, and she goes, "It's Mary." So she points towards the feet. Sanity check, please.
All right. That was going to happen. So I rolled a 54, and that on her sanity list is okay. So I did make it since I have a sanity of 60, but just
all right. So you lose one,
okay.
just for the sight of it. Because you're totally not expecting that. You were expecting, like Father Michael to come up with.
Yeah, no, that's not cool. I grab Kiddo. I start moving away from the feet.
Okay. So you're underneath the table. Are you moving out from the table?
I need to get away from this thing. So I will probably under the table back to it's a big table.
Yeah. In the dining room, it would have taken up a large section of the dining room.
So I would basically crawl backwards with Kiddo because I don't want this thing anywhere near us. I want to buy some time, and hopefully my compatriots hear me. I will call it, Johnny. If this is a joke, it's not funny.
It's not funny, damn it.
This isn't quite Angela style. Father doesn't seem like the person who plays practical jokes. This is my grasping.
What are you trying to say?
What?
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying that you're the only I can land on in my brain that makes sense.
So you're moving underneath the table, and the tablecloth is keeping you from seeing anything other than like the feet and the legs, And it's just, like I said, pale blue soaked feet, wet water soaked feet. And you're going down to the other end of the table, and you're debating on whether to come out of the table. You're over there by the edge of the tablecloth on that end of the table. And then kind of like pushing through the tablecloth is that. You see the outline of that pushing through the tablecloth.
Wow.
Sanity check.
Yeah, no.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, I did not make that sanity check. That
All right,
second one failed. I biffed on it.
So you lose another 2.
Oh, okay. So that's 3.
Yeah.
Now, while this is all going on, she was just passing by the door. Could I try one thing?
Yeah.
All right, I say to the doll, when I see the water, I go,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Geez, you're peeing your pants. I say, 'cause I made my success. I say, are you Mary Ingram? Like October 10th, 1845, Mary?
Mm.
Does it react at all?
You're telling that to the doll?
Yeah. Because I think the doll is Mary.
Gotcha.
Because I remember there's a Mary Ingram. It's a little blurry, but October 10th, 1845 to April 5th, I think, 1863.
You're saying that to it, and you're not. I mean, it's a doll. You're not really getting a reaction from it.
Well, I got the pee, so I mean, I got some reaction from it. But whether that was you or what's going on, you don't know. You think you're convinced that it is. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say this. All right, that's all I'm doing.
At that point, I would imagine like Rhoda's probably screaming underneath the table at a 2-point sanity loss. Am I correct, Goldie?
Yeah.
Are you saying I hear the screaming upstairs?
Well, in the next room, in the dining room. You're all down on the bottom floor.
Okay, after that happens, no, you will hear me yell. I mean, that is definitely a yelling kind of situation.
Yeah. So you hear the scream, yell, "Whoa!" Yeah, go away, get away, something like that. Something like that.
I'll come running. I'll unsnap the snap on my holster.
Okay. You come running out of the room. Father Michael, you didn't see any of that. Okay. You didn't see like an actual feet or anything like that, or a body or anything like that. You saw the wet footprints going in though, and then stop at the table. It stopped like at the table right where Rhoda would have seen it. So you hear the scream and you kind of come on into the room, I guess about the same time Johnny and Rhoda's Father Michael's running into the room, and you don't see anything. But you're hearing like Goldie like and Maddie just giggling her ass off. She thinks it's funny as hell.
What happened here? What happened? Like what?
She's like, and Maddie comes out from underneath the tablecloth because she goes, "Mary found us. Mary found us."
So I'll be like, what? I thought the doll.
I'll feel the doll. Do I feel anything inside the doll? Like,
did you take the doll with you? Did you take the doll with you?
With me.
So the doll's damp again. It's not running water anymore.
Yikes.
I say, is Goldie still screaming?
Goldie's probably exasperated. I mean, Goldie, what are you doing? Yeah.
Probably gasping. I mean, is this thing gone?
Yeah. It's gone. It's gone.
Okay. I saw someone. If someone is present in front of me, I will tell them absolutely no. I saw someone. I
think I know who. Oh, you saw someone? Who did you see?
Well, Mary
Ingram from October 10th, 1845 to April 5th.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't ask. We were playing hide and seek. I thought it was a game. I thought it was a joke. And then I turned to the kid and said, "You said Mary's here." And I saw a woman, blue, wet hair, missing their eyes.
Wow.
While we were at the table,
I hand you my whiskey flask. I say, would you like a little?
I take a swig. I definitely take a swig.
And you say the lady is blue?
She's
I
blue,
hold on.
like she hasn't.
Mary, did you
had access to air? Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, like somebody drowning. Johnny has an epiphany about the phone. if everyone seems okay here, I'll go to the road or to the phone in the hallway and say, Mary, is that you?
Oh God.
You go pick up the phone.
Yeah.
You go, Mary, is that you? And and you're hearing Enid and the other woman again still talking to you. Did you just hear a scream from the house? What are they doing over there?
I'll click the receiver a few times.
click, and that's all you're hearing is like them still talking about. So maybe we should call the sheriff. I don't click, and we are going to stop there.
Okay.
For this game, we're going to stop there at the appearance of Mary. I thought that would creep y'all out. That's usually the creepy meter right there.
It's pretty creepy. Although only Goldie saw her, really.
Only Goldie saw her, really. Yeah. Well, and Maddie, but Maddie's not telling.
True. Quite strange how a kid could not be scared of this image.
Exactly.
Disturbing.
So yeah. Take like the image of the woman, the woman in the well from The Ring. That's basically it.
Mary.
Wettish blue feet. Drowned dark hair. That kind of a deal. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the image that you get, Goldie, from whoever this Mary person is that Maddie's talking about. But yeah, we're going to stop here and resume, and we'll schedule a new game, new session for this game. Thank you all so much for playing, and everybody who's watching. Thank you guys for joining in on this, and we will see you all next time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for running.
Yeah,
Thanks for running it, Matt.